I've got all 4 box scores here. At some point, I want to sit down and kind of look at who he started at different positions each day, because the lineup certainly wasn't the same for 4 days.
Yeah, Jason Jones played a little left yesterday. Yeah. Again, curious what the infield looks like when Peyton Stovall comes back. What do you do with Sprague Law? What do you do with Holt and McLaughlin? And then forgetting who's playing short there. I guess Vahiva Loy would be the other guy. That's that's your infield right there. So a lot of things that Dave Van Horn has to contemplate. We're going to get into some of what he had to say throughout this morning here on a Bandwagon Tuesday. So that's typical.
Have you paid much attention to Aloy's hair? You seen this?
It's blonde and it's kind of
no, it's two-tone, and it is a Oklahoma waterfall. It is a mullet of all mullets.
He's got and it was interesting here. DVH talked about it yesterday. So he's from Maui. Then he played on the West Coast at Sacramento State, which can get a little cold in Sacramento, but he's not used to this. And Dave said this was like one of the 3rd or 4th coldest times he's ever coached this weekend. So the adjustment, because he didn't have his best 4 games over the weekend, but Dave's like, he's just not used to playing in these temperatures at all. So once it gets a little warmer, I expect his bat to heat up a little bit, because we've heard a lot of good things about what he can do at the plate, and excited to see what his future looks like this year in Arkansas in his first season. But plenty of baseball to discuss, plenty of basketball to discuss, and some other bandwagon things to discuss as well. Here, it sounds like I didn't know that a professional baseball game was typically that short under two.
Well played one. I mean, when you got 2 pitch, I mean, this idea that baseball should last over 3 hours that's not the way it's always been. But we've added more commercials, we've added more stuff, we've added replay, but more than anything, we've had a lot more pitching changes, because we don't have starters going. It used to have a starter and a closer. And now it's starter, mid-relief, closer. 4 changes in the game. You do that 7 or 8 times in the course of a game with 2 teams, and and you got pinch hitters, pinch run. You got all these substitutions that used to you put your guys out there, and that's what you went with. Well, they don't. I'm not saying that the game needs to return to that, but you got to find a way to speed along the process. Yesterday it was efficient, because a lot of the pitching changes, for the most part, were in between innings. Or in between half innings at least. All right, that's where we begin. It was a great day at the ballpark, though. Brought to you by the Fence Man, 782-3936. If you were at the Fort Smith Home Show this last weekend, you got to visit with Sean and his team and get all your fence questions answered, whether it was about a residential or commercial fence, whether it was about powered automatic gates and controlled access. They do everything you might need, from a simple chain link fence to wood privacy fence, vinyl fencing, to custom wrought iron installations, to every kind of controlled access you might need through walk-through gates for industrial, commercial, or powered gates for your home or business. They can do it all. 782-3936, 782-3936, the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
All right, more to get to here on a Bandwagon Tuesday.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
Ty, fortunately, has saved the world and not yet procreated.
You're listening to The Morning Rush. This is The Morning Rush.
Touchdown, Razorbacks!
Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. From general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Davis, and Farmer give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confident, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Now offering same-day crowns. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
With everyday low prices on top brands, locally owned Yaeger's Ace Hardware is committed to offering real service with real savings. Get these red-hot buys at any of our 4 locations. Ace 2-gallon home and garden sprayer, only $17.99 with your Ace Rewards card. Ace pleated furnace filters, buy 3, get 1 free. How about 40-pound wild bird food or 20-pound sunflower seed? Your choice, only $19.99. And ask about our clearance deals on power tools. Find more everyday low prices online at YaegersHardware.com.
The Hangout, Fort Smith's newest fitness center. Over 8,000 square feet of 24-hour fitness. Indoor pickleball, tennis, and racquetball. Looking for help with your fitness needs? The Hangout has group and individual fitness training, with more options coming soon. The Hangout, 5400 Gary Street, or thehangoutfs.com. Pickleball leagues forming now. Be a part of something different, something better that Fort Smith has needed. Fitness, sports, and more. Let's hang out.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Barley.
Elect Judge Sam Terry to Fort Smith District Court on March 5th. Trusted, experienced, and fair, Terry is a former prosecutor and experienced attorney. Judge Terry has been appointed an Arkansas Supreme Court Special Associate Justice and shows his community commitment through numerous volunteer efforts. Vote Judge Sam Terry for Fort Smith District Court Judge on March 5th. The right experience and the right integrity. Early voting begins February 20th. Paid for by the Committee to Elect Sam Terry.
There's more to a tractor than just horsepower. A tractor also needs weight to get that horsepower to the ground. With TYM, a heavier tractor comes standard. Many of the TYM models weigh more for the horsepower than comparable tractors from the big names, and tractors that weigh more do more. See Bush Tractor at their new location at 6100 South Zero in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com to see how they can upgrade your productivity.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Drive a third-row SUV that is style in motion with the 2023 Buick Enclave at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Right now, get $1,250 in total savings or 2.9% financing on a 23 Buick Enclave. The 23 Buick Enclave, designed for the road ahead and well-crafted for your refined taste. Test drive a new Buick Enclave and experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
I love Tyler Bill. He just needs a little bit more education. But I love him.
And the pitch to White. There's a drive by Hudson to left field, and just like that, the Hogs have the lead. Hudson White goes over the left field fence. 4-3 Arkansas.
Please rate and review the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Give us 5 stars to help us get our content out to the rest of the Razorback family. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
So we'll hear more from Dave Van Horn coming up in just a bit. Talk about Colin Fisher's debut for the Arkansas Razorbacks. He got some basketball to get into, and also want to tell you about an all-you-can-eat story in Oklahoma City as well.
All right, have a big weekend coming up at Oaklawn as you can stay through May and all the way through the Kentucky Derby. Big President's Day crowd yesterday. This weekend going to be another big crowd for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday racing. Special post time on Saturday coming up at Oaklawn at high noon. The 12-card race will feature the Rebel Stakes, the $1.25 million Grade 2 Rebel Stakes for 3-year-olds. This is one of the big prep races for the Arkansas Derby, one of the big sub-prep races, if you will, for the Kentucky Derby. Also the Razorback Handicap, the Honeybee, and the Carousel all on Saturday. Huge amount of purses. Let's see, 1.25, 600,000, 400,000, and 150. Over $2 million in stakes races on Saturday, and they'll have a great crowd. I think for Saturday, going to be good weather. Download the Oaklawn Anywhere app when you go to the races. I went a few weeks ago. Having that on your phone makes it easy. You never have to stand in the line to get your bet in. You never have to worry about getting your bet in on time if you're hooked up there with the Oaklawn Anywhere app. Use the promo code RUSH24, RUSH24, and get a $150 sign-up bonus and get ready for a big weekend on Saturday and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Oaklawn, with the Oaklawn Anywhere app.
So I had a Morning Rush listener text me yesterday who was at Oaklawn asking for Lane Whitman's picks, and Lane texted me back and told him to go to his website. And the guy won $500 on an is it an Exacta box?
Uh-huh.
I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
So I'm not familiar with the horse terms or whatnot, but he was happy yesterday winning $500 down there in Oaklawn, thanks to our friend Lane Whitman at the Railbird 333, and Lane was happy.
Must either hit a good long shot on one of those horses in that box, or he unwound the rubber band on what he put on it.
He said he came through on race 7.
All right.
So I don't. Again, that is so out of my what's the word? Realm is probably what I'm looking for. I don't know about. I like to go to Oaklawn, but I am not good at any of that stuff. I just like to see what other people do.
Well, I've had Lang in here every Friday for a few years. Are you not paying attention? He's educating you You get free lessons every Friday.
Still doesn't understand his backstory on some of the stuff that he talks about, but maybe I need to go more in depth on some of that. I do know,
or just listen,
or do that as well. I do know Arkansas basketball plays tonight, 6:00 again, right here on ESPN Arkansas. And HitThatLine.com. We'll have Chuck and Z courtside starting at 5:30. So getting to go to these different collegiate towns, I get on board with like going to Baton Rouge. I love Baton Rouge; it's my favorite SEC town. I understand LSU and Cajuns. I understand Ole Miss and the preppiness there. I'll never get on the Aggie bandwagon. I don't understand that culture of that cult and what they have in College Station.
You have personal issues with A&M.
I don't think I ever will understand their connection to the SEC and how because I think there's a lot of fan bases here in this league that are similar to a certain degree. They have their differences, but all in all, there's a connection that you mutually share. And outside of a love for football, A&M shares nothing with the rest of the SEC. It is the weirdest fan base. Missouri's a close second, but I don't understand their philosophies, their rituals, and just how they go about their daily lives in College Station, or as just an Aggie fan for that matter.
What's that got to do with playing them tonight?
It's a bandwagon Tuesday. I'm not on the A&M
You're not on the bandwagon. All right,
I'm not on the A&M bandwagon, Tommy.
I'm a little more worried about Radford and Taylor and Coleman and stopping those three cats. Arkansas was up 20 on them here, and nearly had. I mean, you know how gut wrenching that would be if Tremont Marks. I don't know if you call it a floater. Go down. Would you call it a floater? Whatever he had there in the lane is he's
pulled up for a jumper. That's all it was.
He kind of you put 8 foot or so just inside the free throw line. If that doesn't go in. That's one of those forks in the road. It obviously Arkansas's been on the wrong path all year, and you think, well, it can't get any worse. It could. Think if that shot had not went in and you lose a game you led by 20. That
but one less conference win. It hasn't had any significance really, right?
You've played basketball, right? You've played sports. You've watched sports your whole life. When you have a 20-point lead and then you lose,
but it hasn't affected anything this year, right?
Because it didn't happen. I'm just saying that was a moment where it kept bad from getting worse. Because it's one thing to go out like Tennessee or Florida, lose 29 or 30. You never were in the game. But mentally, it will destroy you to have a 20-point lead at home and lose. And that's what, and I feel probably like A&M. I don't know if they got sure, but A&M can't afford to lose this game. We talked about this yesterday. They already got Vandy on their bad loss list. You can't add another one to Arkansas, and I don't even know if A&M's on the right side of the bubble at this point, but A&M trying to fight their way into position to be considered for the tournament, and they've got to win this game to do it.
So Tremont Marks over under 14.5 points. Do you think he exceeds that tonight? Had a really good game against A&M. Do you think they really put the clamps down and try and make other people beat them tonight?
Well, I don't know what Buzz Williams is going to do, but I would bet the under on that.
Why are you at 14.5 when a guy that's...
Well, he led the team the other day with 12.
Yeah, it was... and then he only had 6 or 8 the other night.
Here's the thing. I don't trust it. He may have 20 tonight. He's capable. I don't trust it. And that's the problem. There isn't much you can trust with this team. So, those are things we can talk about, and they're on the Bet Saracen app. And, we love Bet Saracen, but, those are things I would just stay away from because I don't know which. You're just getting lucky. It's not that Mark can't score 15 points or more. You just don't know when he's going to do it.
Is Coleman going to go tonight?
I haven't seen anything why I think he played in this last game.
He didn't play in the first game they played, so it's going to be tough to stop him.
He's played, I think, every game or most every game since then. Offensive rebounding is going to be an issue for Arkansas tonight. They got beat on the glass. I think it was 42-27 against Mississippi State. A&M is a top 10, top 5 rebounding team in the country, especially on the offensive end. So even on the missed shots that Arkansas is able to generate for A&M, they're really going to have to box out. And Coleman, like you said, Big C did not play in that first game. He's one of their best rebounders, so you're really going to have to contain the glass. And we saw Mekhi Mitchell have a career high the other night. Wonder if he can continue to play like that. I'm wondering about the statuses of Jalen Graham, Keon Minifield. Still don't expect to see Trevin Brazil tonight. One of my things yesterday is I don't think he's going to play at all the rest of the season. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Chuck's right. But we just haven't seen anything that would lead me to believe that he's going to suit up these remaining, I guess, like you said, you only have a 30-year season left, 6 conference games, and then at least 1 SEC tournament game before you end up doing what you're doing there. So we'll see if Arkansas can get a win, sweep the Aggies tonight. Again, A&M, as Tommy said, desperately needs this win. Not that it's a marquee win for their resume, but they can ill afford to lose right now. And I want to say they have a losing conference record, if I remember that right, too.
Well, I just had the standings here. Hang on, I'll tell you. Because I was looking, they got South Carolina later this week. I was looking at what they had ahead, and A&M is 6-6, 15-10 on the year. So
it's not exactly a solidified NCAA tournament resume. And again, if you go 6-7 and have 2 losses to Arkansas, who is anything but an NCAA tournament team, that is not a good look in the eyes of the selection committee. But if you're Arkansas, you'd love to get them twice in a season and be able to say you beat Buzz Williams not only in Fayetteville but College Station, a place that, kind of like Starkville, you don't have a lot of success going down to College Station. No,
so they got some big games coming up. So Arkansas needs to win tonight. Finally got the early game. I know Coach has been complaining about the schedule and the layout, but some of that's because everybody expected you to be good, so you're putting a lot of marquee TV times, and you haven't lived up to it.
Yep, that's unfortunate. All right, when we return, still a lot to get to here on a Bandwagon Tuesday. We'll talk more baseball coming up.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
This is former Coach Houston Nutt, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
If you're facing $10,000, $20,000, or even $30,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt, there are programs available that can consolidate those debts into one single reduced monthly payment you can afford if you qualify. Accredited Debt Relief is on a mission to help you become debt-free in just 24 to 48 months. They've helped over 300,000 qualified consumers. Hardworking Americans just like you pay off more than $1 billion in debt, earning them an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Accredited Debt Relief will tailor the program to fit your specific budget and financial situation. So call Accredited Debt Relief now for your free no-obligation savings estimate and let them help you take control of your financial destiny.
Call 800-658-4848. 800-658-4848. That's 800-658-4848. 800-658-4848. Program and services not available in all states.
Hey, this is Landon Jackson, and you're listening to ESPN Arkansas.
The first thing people notice when they drive up to your home or walk in any room of your house is the color. And if you're looking for the perfect color and the perfect paint, you'll find it at the Paint Store in Van Buren. Hi, Tommy Kraft here. The Paint Store in Van Buren gives you hometown service from people who know what they're talking about. You don't have to chase them down to get help at the Paint Store. They're always there to help you get that perfect color and that perfect match for your project. If you're looking for the perfect paint color, it's at the Paint Store, 1414 Fayetteville Road in Van Buren.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today. and look for my Double R prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
With over 40 years combined experience, the team at the law offices of Craig L. Cook understand the definition of work. Real work. Working for you. Whether you've been injured in an auto accident, on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help navigating bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook, with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. We work to design an insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter Insurance ranked #1 in customer satisfaction among auto insurers in the Central Region 5 out of the last 6 years by J.D. Power. Satisfied customers and a plan for you. Ready to check us out? For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
See Agent Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Agent Brad Howe in Van Buren.
0.9% financing on a new 23 or 24 GMC Sierra at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Save up to $6,500 off with factory rebates on a new GMC Sierra truck, or take $3,750 off with 0.9% financing or 2.9% financing for up to 72 months on Sierra 1500s. 6.2-liter engine excluded. Conquer with confidence in a new GMC Sierra from Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Walk-Ons is always a win. Whether it's a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner, Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and coming soon to Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
Hog fans, you can call the Hogs in Paris. Cheer on the historic Razorback track and field program as they chase their 50th national title with season tickets for just $40, with each season ticket purchased for regular season meets in Fayetteville. You'll be entered to win a round-trip flight for 2 to Paris, France to watch the Razorbacks compete on the world's biggest stage this summer. Join the chase today and call the Hogs in Paris by securing your ticket at ArkansasRazorbacks.com.
Patriot Transport wants to thank their drivers for their hard work and dedication. The local and over-the-road drivers are essential to the Patriot Transport mission. Day in and day out, Patriot Transport drivers are on the road striving for safety and success. To the behind-the-scenes dispatch and office employees, Patriot Transport thanks them as well for the hard work they put in day and night. If you want to be a part of the Patriot Transport family, visit patriottransport.com. Patriot Transport is located in Danville, Arkansas.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
You could put her in her crate, but then you'd hear.
What was that?
What in the world is happening?
Hogs got to go to work. Shot clock's at 5. Davis, left side. Ellis in the lane. L, jump stop. Gets it to go from about 5 feet.
Do you enjoy watching Arkansas press conferences? Find all of them on our YouTube channel. You can hear from Sam Pittman, Eric Musselman, Dave Van Horn, and Razorback players. Just search Hit That Line and click subscribe.
All right, so we're getting some text here about Colin Fisher, like from Troy and Charleston, on the McClarty Daniel hotline. Tommy, evidently, Noble, Oklahoma is home to Kendall's Restaurant, the biggest chicken fried steak that you will ever find.
Where is Kendall? Oh, there's a picture of that. This covers an entire platter. Could you eat all that?
Yes, I've seen this challenge. I could eat all of the steak. I don't think I could eat the sides that accompany it.
I've seen like steak.
I like chicken fried steak, and I think steak is overrated, but I could do this. I would
don't say that out loud.
If given the choice, steak is overrated. If given the choice between a chicken fried
shred
steak,
of credibility you have,
steak is overrated.
You're throwing it out the window.
I say what I want to say. No one's ever accused me of. No one's ever accused me of being like, okay, that guy didn't actually believe what he's saying. Steak is overrated.
No
but
matter how wrong it is.
To this point, I mean, you can live amongst the I guess the entire crowd in that situation. I'm going to go the other way because I actually believe that. But in this situation, you asked the question, could I eat this?
I'll remember that next time I'm taking the crew to Doe's. I'll just leave you off the list.
I'll get So I'll get a steak. It's just I'd rather have
No.
pizza.
I wouldn't want to burden you with a bone-in ribeye.
We have to.
I wouldn't want to burden you with a 14-ounce fillet. I won't worry about calling you next time.
We have to differentiate.
You want to take his
not
spot, Big
liking
C?
a steak.
Yes, I'll take
Big
a spot.
C will go with
We
you.
have to differentiate not liking a steak, which I've never said one time, and saying steak is overrated. There's a big difference between saying I don't like steak than saying steak is overrated. I know that's hard for you guys to figure out this morning.
No, I mean, we can't all master the English language the way you have. Yeah, that's true.
Well, evidently it's pretty hard because you keep acting like I don't like steak, and that's not the case at all.
Big C, when you hear someone say steak is overrated, what are you hearing?
That they don't appreciate steak.
When you know that this same person has put ketchup on a good quality steak, what do you think?
I don't know if his steak was good quality. This steak was very, I would say that the steak was just very average that my roommate cooked that one night. So maybe it needed some ketchup at this point. But again, don't hate steak, just think it's a little overrated. But apparently that chicken fried steak in Noble, Oklahoma is pretty good. So maybe we have
Looks
to.
good.
Where
is Noble? Do you know?
South of Oklahoma City is where it's at. So that is where Colin Fisher is from. That's where we kind
I
of.
don't know why I would be going there, but I'm interested now. Might just be going for the chicken fried steak.
Yeah.
I don't think I could eat that thing in a week.
The texts are now pouring in about the steaks. We'll get to some of these coming up in just a sec.
Hey, brought to you by the Inn at the Mill. Unique place to stay in Northwest Arkansas. If you're tired of the chain hotels or you just get on, hotels.com or somewhere and you try to book the cheapest thing, check out where me and Ty stay. It is not overrated. I can tell you it's underrated at the Inn at the Mill. In fact, it's been top rated for staff interaction with their customers for the last 14 years. So this is the place you want to stay. Historic property, conveniently located right off the Johnson exit 69. Big oversized rooms, quality rooms, close to the AMP, Crystal Bridges, close to campus for going to games. Whatever your agenda in Northwest Arkansas is, the Inn at the Mill is the place to stay. Great breakfast to start the day and quick, fast, free, high-speed internet in your room. 479-443-1800 is their number. 443-1800 or online at inatthemill.com.
All right, so here's some of the things Dave Van Horn had to say about Colin Fisher yesterday.
Obviously, Colin Fisher, starter, first time out, 5 innings, no walks, made him swing the bat, which we loved. Not a lot of super hard contact and played pretty solid defense.
You think about the first 2 innings. He goes 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 4 strikeouts, and as you're going to hear from Phil, was just blazing them by yesterday.
Fisher's 2-0, hit high in the air, but softly, right at center fielder Ty Wilmsmeyer. That's the easiest play so far. And Colin Fisher debuting with 6 consecutive outs on a Monday afternoon.
Didn't seem nervous as a freshman, and you were talking about watching it yesterday. It wasn't as cold. That was another aspect that probably helped him out a little bit. He didn't have to deal with the same conditions as some of the other guys.
It was sunny. There was no wind to speak of. Balls weren't – there was a lot of balls hit to the warning track that just maybe certainly on Friday would have left the yard.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you get settled in quickly, his first pitch drew ground ball contact and an easy first out. I think you go, whew, you just excel and you get, take a deep breath and you get through the first inning in 11 pitches. You feel pretty good when you get over there and you come back and had an even better second inning with 10. I look at that. You can talk about strikeouts, got to avoid walks. But what he did more than anything is he was efficient early on. What was his? Well, where did I put my box score? Anyway, he had a very efficient pitch count for the game. What was
it? I think it was 58?
63.
63.
Yeah.
Okay. So
63 in 5 innings of work.
Dave said
63 pitches facing 18 batters.
Dave said they thought about bringing him out for another inning, but elected to not do that because he was under his pitch count apparently. So
I thought, I was interested because they brought in Cody Frank. All right, that makes sense. Brought in then, and he only won an inning. That was a bit surprising for me, at least. But Dave's still trying to figure things out. Then McIntyre comes in for the 7th, and you're like, well, how are they going to close this thing out? McIntyre goes 2, and they end up going with a lefty, Stone Hewlett, to close the game. Still learning a lot of names and where some of these guys came from. We'll all get more familiar, but I think they're just trying to set the table for what's to come this weekend and figure out who they feel comfortable putting out there down in Arlington.
It's encouraging to see Cody Frank also back, who got injured last season. You mentioned McIntyre, who is maybe going to play that Cronin or not necessarily Kopp's role, but he's a guy that you're going to bring in either out of relief. We haven't seen him necessarily close out a game just yet, but that could shift and that could evolve to be his role at some point in time. And a guy you trust. Chuck was speaking his praises yesterday and spoke to the conversation that he had with his dad in Auburn last year, how much this means not just to Will, but their entire family that he's suiting up to be an Arkansas Razorback. Because, I mean, Will, again, doesn't necessarily have, when you look on the outside looking in and if you're just scouting him from basically a just the outside, he doesn't necessarily have just major league stuff, but he's a good college baseball pitcher, and he gives you a chance to win. And I think that's probably one of the most important attributes he brings to the mound each and every visit.
That's 7 2/3 innings. He threw over 2 games over the course of the 4-game series. So he's got some work. Gage Wood's another closer you got. So you kind of got it, like you said, semi-figured out. You think at least going into this weekend it will all change. Someone was pointing out yesterday, hey, look at this lineup now, and it will be much different. Even the one this weekend will be much different once you get to conference play, because that's just the nature of the game. But, Hagen Smith, you feel like you can rely on him, but regardless of what happened in one inning on a cold day with the wind blowing 25 or gusting to 25. So you got your starting rotation. You feel like you got middle relievers somewhat figured out, and you got a couple options, in your closing roles. So I like the way it's set up, at least here at the outset.
Yeah, Dave kind of dismissed the question about Hagen Smith when asked yesterday. Didn't seem concerned at all whatsoever. But when asked about Will McIntyre, apparently Will was asking to play yesterday.
He keeps telling us, he told us all year, all summer as well, I want to pitch 2 times on the weekend. Every chance I get, I'll pitch on Tuesday. Sometimes he said he just feels better if he's out there throwing and pitching the games, maybe not so much throw bullpens, just get ready in the games.
I think most people can jump on that bandwagon as seeing Will McIntyre not just once over the course of a weekend, not just in non-conference play, but SEC weekends, the way the guy delivers consistently. And it doesn't really matter what the radar gun says because his stats a lot of times do the talking. So good showing for Will McIntyre this weekend, a good start and a good debut for Colin Fisher in his first game as well. And that leads right into our CJ's Butcher Boy Burger Trivia Tuesday. And what is Colin Fisher's nickname?
This is CJ's Trivia Tuesday, presented by CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in Fayetteville and Russellville.
It's delicious.
There must be 50 customers out there. It's unbelievable.
When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best.
All right, do you guys know I know you're pulling up the notes right now, so I'm going to assume you don't know off the top of your head.
I'm going to guess it's chicken fried steak.
It's not chicken fried steak.
All
Babe C, do you know his nickname?
Big Tuna?
You weren't supposed to answer. You just ruined the whole bit.
Oh,
Yeah, don't say that either.
Shoot.
Yeah. All right, what's your backup question? Surely you didn't come unprepared with only one question on a Bandwagon Tuesday.
Gosh.
Yeah. All right. I'll parlay something else.
Man. I don't think parlay is the right word.
I'll pull something else.
I would have went with chicken fried steak.
All right, we'll go with this then. This is your CJ Butcher Boy Burger Trivia Tuesday. And yes, it is. That is correct. It is Big Tuna, Big C.
Yeah. You don't win the
Big Tuna
burger.
Is a super ambitious guy. Hey, Big Tuna, you ready? Yep.
That's what Andy used to call Jim Halpert in The Office. But here's your
There's a
CJ's.
show that's overrated.
You don't like The Office?
As much as you hate steak, I don't hate The Office. I just never got into it.
You think it's okay? Well,
overrated.
We did get some texts like Cody in Hot Springs on the McCarty Daniel hotline that did get it right. So Cody, congratulations. I think just Christian stole the line out there. It's okay, Big C.
I know some other people knew that answer.
All right, so, hey, don't answer this question.
Okay, I won't.
You have probably seen this as a Dallas Cowboy fan. There's a former Dallas Cowboy wide receiver that just won over $400,000 on a 13-leg college basketball parlay.
Okay.
$400,000. If you know who that is,
that's a good one.
Call or text the McCarty Daniel hotline at 877-377-6963. A former Dallas Cowboy wide receiver just won $400,000 plus. In fact, and you have to call in. You can't text in. Okay?
But you said just a second ago they could
text in,
yeah.
call in. Sorry. I'm so used to saying call or text in. You have to call in and give us the answer. And it looks like Christian got someone. He won $416,970.35, Tommy, on a 13-leg college basketball parlay that included Santa Clara at San Diego, Wyoming at San Jose State, Pepperdine, Nevada. But I talked to Morning Rush listeners that do this, that put like a few bucks on something to win like 500, and it doesn't seem like it ever pans out. But when it does, it's the greatest feeling in the world. And then they actually hit it. What is the most you've ever won? I won $500 on a slot machine one time. Proceeded to lose $1,300, so I ended up going down $800. That's that round or that night.
I don't wager on sports other than maybe like privately between me and somebody else on rare occasion. I mean, just as an official, I'm not comfortable doing that. So it would be at the craps table where I've won the most.
What is that number?
I think I've won $900 in about an hour and a half one time.
Okay, craps is a game.
You just gotta hit the table at the right time.
Yeah, and when you play? I was curious about this. When you play, do you roll or do you watch someone else and then bet based on
the dice come around to you eventually? You hope it takes a while. That means somebody's having good rolls.
Having a good roll at this point. All right, Christian, who we got on line 2?
We got Josh in Harrison.
Josh in Harrison, who is the Dallas Cowboy wide receiver that won over $400,000 on a 13-leg college basketball parlay?
Dez Bryant.
That is correct. Ding, ding, ding. Congratulations. Again, he won over $400,000. He just posted it to social media yesterday. Josh, we've got your information. You've won yourself a CJ's Butcher Boy Burger gift card.
Thanks, guys.
I appreciate it. Again, congratulations to Josh and Harrison this morning. I mean, I don't know what Dez has in his bank account, Tommy, but I would guess $400,000 is not that life-changing money like it would be to you, myself, or Big C.
I don't care who you are. $400,000 is a lot of money. If you don't think so, go find the wealthiest person you know and just ask him for $4,000.
That would do me some good.
Or $40,000. Yeah, I mean, it would be life-changing money for any of us. But if you don't think $400,000 is a lot of money, just go ask the richest person you know for $40,000, or even $4,000. See how far you get.
I don't. But most of the time, those guys, the reason they get their money is because they're very frugal with it and whatnot, and they keep it. I don't know.
I don't know that Dez would be described as frugal.
I don't know. We got, again, a couple.
We've seen his jewelry collection.
Yeah. Dwayne in Fayetteville, Jacob in Mansfield. Just next time, I know I said texting. I'm so used to saying that. Just make sure you call in next time. You did get the answer. Like Gordon and Mina said, Tommy, that he left Oaklawn up $22,000.
Yeah. I bet Gordon's got some other stories about leaving Oaklawn that aren't as cheerful.
That aren't as positive.
That's just the nature of it. So, I mean, it's entertainment.
Madden Springdale says that we should go try the Noble Oklahoma Chicken Fried Steak Challenge at Kindle's. The thing is, I am too. It's not just the chicken fried steak. It's the sides that go with it. And there's a ton of stuff to this point. That is I'll jump on that bandwagon to try it, but I don't think I could finish it.
I think me and you together might not finish it. It may take all three of us to finish it, but I don't know when we'll be in that neck of the woods. I got a ball game over there, but I'll be going by I don't think I need to eat a 10-pound chicken fried steak before I go referee a basketball game.
I
got a college game over there in a couple days.
Can you go after?
No, because the game would be over like 10:30 at night.
Oh, okay. I was going to say you can't. Yeah,
be a little late for a 10-pound chicken fried steak, Ty.
Yeah, I don't.
Can I get that to go?
I don't think that would. I don't think that would go well at that. I'm a big late night food guy.
Chicken fried steak and a Dr. Pepper. Make it snappy. I'm in a hurry.
Let's see.
That's kind of a cleaned up version of Sheriff Buford T. Justice.
Yeah, I don't think they've got many of those to go orders, but maybe they have at this point. Maybe that's something that
I don't know. I mean, I tell you when we'll be kind of that direction probably next is when Arkansas finally starts playing Oklahoma in something. Now, Norman and that place, I don't know how close they are, but we'll be at least in that neighborhood.
Oklahoma's about 30 minutes, Norman's about 30 minutes, 40 minutes from OKC, so I would guess about 45 or so. A little south, maybe
map
closer to an hour at this point, but that would be, it is going to be, I think for a lot of fans, you mentioned the Oklahoma aspect of things. I've been to Gaylord Memorial one time, but that game, I mean, I think you and I anticipate.
I saw Alabama there about 22 years ago or something like that.
I think you and I are both anticipating that Arkansas will play them in football next season. on the road in Norman.
25.
Yeah, in 25. Yeah, Not this upcoming season, but the next season.
Right. I it's kind of what I anticipate. So maybe we'll go to this place and have do the Friday morning show or whatever.
It'd be fun
before the OU game. But yeah. But one thing they don't have on the menu at CJ's is chicken fried steak. So you can just go by there and have you ever gotten the triple? The double's the most I've ever tried.
You add a
you ever done that?
I went with my dad prior to the Georgia basketball game 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And we both just got the double. I've never gotten the triple before.
I like to get the double, but no bun. Just
double,
go knife,
no bun.
Knife and fork it. Grilled onions, maybe some grilled jalapenos if you like.
Mm-hmm.
Could double up on the cheese, add bacon if you want.
Yeah, he got grilled onions and grilled. You guys have a similar burger. He gets extra mayonnaise. I got grilled. He hates mushrooms. I love mushrooms.
Love mushrooms.
I got grilled onions and grilled mushrooms, and then the fry sauce with it.
Feels a little lighter, a little healthier, and you go no bun on that thing.
He doesn't.
Sometimes you can go bottom bun only.
He doesn't do cheese.
I don't know how you do that. Is he like? Is that
a
life choice or is he lactose?
Yeah, it's a life choice.
He's not lactose intolerant.
No, he loves.
So he can't
cheese.
ever have pizza. He doesn't have
he
pizza.
Does pizza once. Him and my stepmom do pizza once a month. That's it.
That
once
sounds too disciplined for me. I'm a little more impulse than that.
Oh.
All right, CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. When all they do are burgers, they got to be what?
When all they do are burgers, they have to be the best.
The best.
And they are at CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. So
I had a good CJ's burger in a little while.
You need to go. So, Big Tuna. Again, if you see Colin Fisher out and about in Northwest Arkansas, or Kendall Diggs was saying that
Big C, the segment killer.
In regards to
way to kill the bit there, Big C.
And what did he say about Colin Fisher? He said, "Welcome to the fish fry." That's what they're saying about Colin Fisher. So anytime he gets on the mound, that's what they're saying when he's going to fry some fish
fry.
And that's what he's.
Tuna's not one you fry.
No,
so
it's
you sear it. But you ever had a good tuna steak? You ever had a big piece of ahi tuna?
That's not my thing. That's your. Do you like that?
It's not my favorite, but I've had it. I went on a fishing trip once, and we caught several yellowfins, and we had more tuna steaks than you could imagine for a while.
Well,
we were giving them away.
Speaking of restaurants in the Oklahoma City area and fish, I need to get your take on this story.
All right.
And the Oklahoma City police are on hunt for a woman that wasn't a fan that the endless shrimp deal that she got did not include to-go shrimp. I've
tried that scam myself.
According to the police report, she smashed plates and went on a verbal tirade after the workers explained that the shrimp promotion was only to be eaten in the restaurant. So, on the subject of all you can eat, which that chicken fried steak deal at Noble seems like it is all you can eat, do you just tip your waiter or waitress more to get you to-go box and hope the manager doesn't get mad at them? That's what I've done in past before when we're not supposed to take to-go something. Just like, here's a little more. Can I still get a to-go box? And then they kind of look around. It's like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
And just hope they don't.
If you order it and then don't eat it, what are they going to do? Throw it away? I mean, they're not going to take it in the back and the staff munch on it after it's been on your plate and at your table. Might as well just give you the to-go box. But everybody would run that scam. I don't do a lot of those type of deals, but I like at some place they'll have like a wing special and it's dine-in only. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you need a to-go box because you can't finish them all. So, but I've never smashed plates and raised hell about it.
Yeah, I don't think.
Usually, if you ask nicely, they'll let you have your way.
And that's you just
and maybe tip an extra $5.
If you build a rapport, if you build a relationship with the waiter or waitress, more often than not, they are going to show some leniency towards you as long as you're nice and along that situation. But
folks, what Ty is telling you is he goes into these situations already planning a strategy to break the rules. He goes into the restaurant planning to scam the restaurateur. Even though the rules clearly state you're a rule breaker. Even though the rules clearly state dine in only. No to go.
Rules are meant to be broken. That's why they're in place at points. And every once in a while you have to skirt not the law. But
putting your picture up the door of these restaurants. If you do not let this man in.
We were I don't think I've ever told Joe Klein this story, but we were at Corky's one time after we just got done mowing lawns all day. And, I mean, I can still eat now at 29, but back when I was 17, I'd eat my parents had a house and home. And we were cut off in the amount of rolls. Before our meal got there, I'd had 15 of those Sister Schubert rolls. So they cut us off
at
from
your parents' house?
No, at Corky's.
Oh, okay.
So it was one of those things where they were
man, you go to like Colton's or Texas Roadhouse or something, man, you can founder yourself on that bread. Did you ever go? You're a Little Rock guy. You ritzy country club type. Did you ever go to Sirloin's Inn in North Little Rock? It's been closed for years.
Sirloin's Inn.
You may be too young to remember.
How long did it close?
Oh, it's probably been closed 15 years now. But man, it was the place to go eat a steak or particularly prime rib. But they brought this butter or this bread out in this dish. It's just a loaf of bread, but they poured like hot garlic butter over it.
Ooh, that sounds
liquid
good.
Gold.
I feel like I would remember that as a kid. Maybe I bet my parents.
You could eat 15 loaves of that stuff at the Sirloin's Inn.
It was good. Hot Collar in Huntsville said it's like Cousin Eddie. It's not the all-you-can-eat buffet at the location. Just wrap your pockets with saran wrap and do it that way.
Give me some more of the blue and don't get cheap on me.
That's the way to. I like the approach. Hot Collar in Huntsville. That's the way to look at it. I don't know.
Hey, looky there.
There's not been an update on this lady that apparently did this in the Oklahoma City area, but still waiting on the end of that.
Looking over here on the chat, my old buddy Ronnie Bellamy in Paragould, Arkansas, listening this morning. Good morning, Bells.
What's the connection for? How do you know him?
Through officiating.
Okay.
One of the best ever in our state, right there.
Well, Ron, welcome into the program again. We always
glad to know he's listening.
So the chat Tommy just referenced, you can always listen to us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Tomorrow, I know Chris in Fayetteville has been waiting on our
video
webcams.
Is coming.
Yeah,
whether you like it or not.
Tomorrow we're finally going to be up on webcams.
We're going to wear
you
masks.
can see these lovely faces
as I'm knocking on the wood, and we
gonna
should be
wear
up tomorrow morning for the morning rush.
You know, we should have done it yesterday on President's Day, and then what was that movie where they robbed the banks in the president's mask?
I
Point
just
Break.
watched that.
Point Break.
I just watched that.
We should have
halftime
wore.
homework.
We should
That's a
have
good
wore.
point.
We should have wore President's mask in here on President's Day.
That would have been great
For the first day of the video. That would have been.
I haven't seen
Ruskin and Zach would have been so jealous that we did that and they didn't think of it first.
That's a good idea. We should do that next year.
I always come up with the good ones the day after, you know.
Point Break's a great movie.
That is a good movie.
You watched that for halftime homework,
sure
Big
did.
C. It's a really good Keanu Reeves and
Patrick Swayze
back in the day. Second one sucked. Don't watch it. All right, hour 2 coming up. We'll get back to some baseball and basketball next on the Morning Rush.
Get ready for adventure with unbeatable deals at Wheels RV now through the end of February. We're rolling out the red carpet for you with our exclusive employee pricing event on select in-stock trailers. That's right, you pay what we pay. It's our way of saying thank you for choosing Wheels RV. Employee pricing on select models. RV show pricing on all new and used inventory. Hurry in, this offer is for a limited time only. Visit Wheels RV today for details and to start planning your next great adventure. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Tired of cleaning out clogged gutters? Say goodbye to muck and mud and shingle grit with Leaf Guard gutters, the only true single one-piece covered gutter system on the market. Hey everybody, Roger Scott for Leaf Guard Gutters of Arkansas. Never risk your life again climbing up on an extension ladder. Leaf Guard gutters are guaranteed to never clog, giving you peace of mind year-round. We're excited to announce our Winter Savings Event. Looking for 30 homeowners to participate in our exclusive Winter Savings Event. New orders only. Other restrictions may apply. That's all you got to do is talk to a sales associate for more details. 30 lucky homeowners will receive half off labor on a complete Leaf Guard system. Do not miss out on this incredible offer. Spots are limited, so you want to hurry up and do this now. Call to schedule your free estimate and secure your spot in our Winter Savings Event. Plus, ask about our 18 months no interest financing. Senior and military discounts are also available with minimum purchase and approved credit. Call 501-664-5400 or check them out at leafguardandmore.com and start enjoying worry-free gutters with Leaf Guard.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gate...
Video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Call or text the McClarty Daniel hotline at 877-377-6963. McClarty Daniel, a vehicle for every lifestyle.
When you're looking for a new car, you want to shop for a vehicle you love with an organization you trust. You've probably heard that McCarty Daniel means making deals, but what I'm inspired by the most is that McCarty Daniel means making a difference in our community. When you buy a vehicle with McCarty Daniel, you reinvest right here in the community, in our schools, in our little leagues, in our food banks, and our people. So you're not just making a purchase, you're making a difference too. Come see us at any of our 6 locations in Northwest Arkansas.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all your basketball wagering needs, including pro and college hoops throughout the year. With up-to-the-minute odds, stats, and trends, you can follow your favorite team's path to the playoffs with in-game live betting, contests, and all the best player props. Experience the world's best wagering platform anytime from your desktop or mobile device. Head to BetOnline today to become part of the team. And remember to use the promo code BELIEVE for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Looking for an African adventure without the hassle of planning? Kruger Safari Club has got you covered. Our custom hunting and safari packages take care of everything from transportation to accommodations, so you can focus on enjoying the experience of a lifetime. With our team's extensive knowledge of the best hunting and safari spots in South Africa, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe, you'll have access to some of the most breathtaking views and exciting game hunting opportunities on the planet. And with our commitment to ethical hunting and giving back to the local community, you'll know that your trip with us is making a positive impact. Book your trip now and let us take care of the rest. Find out more at KrugerSafariClub.com.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yes.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
Are you in need of a good power washing? Mike Jr.'s Mo Wash is a full-service pressure washing corporation with over 15 years of experience in the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas. Cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more. We remove dirt, grime, and more to give you that sparkle you desire. Call me at 479-763-5561. We're open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Mike Jr.'s Mo Wash, one call, cleans it all.
Madonna has gone from like a virgin to like a surgeon. You can try to nip and tuck from the curse of sin, but eventually death is going to win. God will do major surgery on this sin-filled world, and when He does, people will try and hide their faces from Him. Even plastic Christians won't be exempt. Look up Isaiah chapter 2 and see how the spiritual world renders this an immaterial world. I'm Pastor A from Woodland. Read about it.
Responsibly.
Here's the pitch. Little tapper right side. Hewlett coming off the rubber, fields it near the line, flips along the line to first and ends this series. That's a tough play, but a great play by Stone Hewlett. And this one belongs to the Razorbacks. They shut out the James Madison Dukes 4-0 on 4 base hits.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Heard all across ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
Hit that line.
This is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
You're in need of a serious attitude adjustment, young man. You better get your priorities straight.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
In spite of the juvenile snickers of some, this is a serious matter.
Call or text the Morning Rush on the McClarty Daniel hotline. With 6 locations in Springdale and Bentonville, a good deal is never too far away.
You don't need to wear a ball cap, man. You need to let those golden locks flow.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we learned plenty of things in hour number 1 here on a Bandwagon Tuesday. A lot of people on the Colin Fisher bandwagon, a.k.a. Big Tuna, his nickname. Kendall Diggs hoping he fries some more fish this upcoming season, fish being the opposing batters. We learned that Des Bryant earned over $400,000 thanks to a 13 college basketball bet parlay, and that Kendall's in Noble, Oklahoma has maybe the biggest chicken fried steak we've ever seen.
How big? I mean, that thing covered like a large be like the size of a cookie sheet at your house. I think it was huge.
Massive, yes. And I think
I don't think the 3 of us could eat it together.
I think the 3 of us could, right?
I don't know.
I think I could eat it by itself. I couldn't eat the sides along with it.
I don't think you could eat the whole thing by itself.
It sounds like we have a bet going on.
Maybe we may not be able to get to where you said Kendall's in what was the town? Noble,
Oklahoma. The pride and
maybe
joy.
I'll run you over to like Calico County and have them do you like a something similar.
Oh, Scott and Lance wouldn't stand a chance. That'd be curtains. They'd lose money on that.
I don't know about that, big boy. I don't know. Hey, we're brought to you by Joe's Grill and Canteen. How many tacos you think you could eat today? I did see you win a taco eating contest once at Joe's.
Listen, a lot of people underestimate Ty Richardson in various capacities. In some cases,
and rightfully
so, and warranted, especially in the women department. But in the food department, I would not.
Dictionary department,
or that. I don't know how I passed college, but in the food department, SmackDown's done it. Others have done it. That is, you're wading into dangerous waters. Some would say shark-infested waters by doing that.
Well, it is Taco Tuesday at Joe's Grill and Cantina, so we can go over and see how many crunchy chicken or beef tacos you can eat today on a Taco Tuesday. Saturdays, they've opened up. You like enchiladas? You an enchilada guy?
I do like enchiladas.
They've got that homemade enchilada sauce that I think I've never had a better enchilada sauce than they've got at Joe's. Endless enchiladas on Saturdays, and of course fajita Fridays. But try out the tacos today. It is a crowd favorite. $1 tacos today for lunch or dinner. Beef or chicken. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps in Fort Smith.
So I just looked it up, Tommy. The Noble's place is grand total 13 minutes from Norman.
We're in.
So 2025.
Work that out. Are they open for breakfast or just lunch?
Hold on.
Find that out. I'm just telling you. That's where we'll do the show when we go over there.
Behind enemy lines in Noble, Oklahoma.
Yep.
Okay, this is one of those weird places, it looks like, that doesn't open till 4 o'clock.
4
on
o'clock.
Saturday, they open 11. Wednesday through Friday, it's 4 to 8. So it's a good restaurant when they only have to be open, kind of like Herman's. They only have to be open a couple days a week or a handful of days a week because they're closed Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and they're just open Wednesday through Saturday.
We'll find an excuse.
Yeah. That sounds like fun. All right,
so send them a bill for advertising.
Yeah. So baseball-wise, you got 3 of 4 this weekend. I know Dave Van Horn was happy about that. He still has some questions. I know he's been posed a lot of questions about the catcher situation. We saw Hudson White, we saw Ryder Helfrich, and we saw Parker Rowland this weekend. Curious to see what kind of shakes out there. Maybe it'll be a weekend or a game-by-game situation. But this weekend, you play some marquee opponents. Are you on the Flow Sports baseball bandwagon this week? Are you going to, based on what you've heard about this baseball team, based on what you've seen through 4 games or listened right here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com, are you going to invest in Flow Sports this weekend? I think there's a way that you can get a discounted deal through.
You missed the bandwagon because what you should have done, since it's Bandwagon Tuesday, I say bandwagon, you missed the boat. Be another way to say it, because the softball team was on Flow Sports out west this past.
That's a good point.
4 days. You could have done the deal with Flow Sports,
double dipped
on the deal, because I think their monthly subscriptions $15 or what? Or that's what it was last year. So yeah, that's what you should have done.
Okay.
And you could watch softball last weekend, baseball this weekend.
Okay, it's great. That's great. So
you can't do it now.
Now you can't do it. So if you didn't purchase it for softball, you didn't watch the ladies, and I think it was Tucson, and where did you say the other place was?
The Big West Classic or whatever. I just saw the highlights on the sport.
Yeah. Are you going to buy it?
They went 3-1. I do know
Or are you
that.
going to be a man of principle and refuse to pay anything else like you did if you're a Kansas City Chiefs
So we know you're
fan?
not doing that. So what are you doing?
I'm leeching off my roommate because
there
he's
you
going
go.
to buy it. I'm not going to buy it. Kind of like the Kansas City Chiefs game, which I honestly was not planning on watching until a friend was like, "Hey, we're watching my dad's house. Do you want to come watch it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll bring some Maker's Mark."
I'll be there.
I'm not going to shy away from that.
Wait.
Pot shot
Hang
at
on,
me because
hang
I
on.
am a mooch to a certain degree.
But you
I
said you
try to
brought
give
Maker's
back.
Mark.
Yeah, that's
as
it.
your in the subscription to Peacock was how much? $4.99.
What was it?
$5.99, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
How much was the bottle of Maker's?
I don't remember.
17 or something.
Oh, a lot.
Probably
double
more than that.
Double that.
You can't show up empty-handed, but I'm a man of principle.
Yeah, I'll go
So
spend
again,
$35 on a bottle of bourbon, but I ain't spending the $6.
I'm not gonna.
And I agree with you.
I'm not gonna buy Flow Sports.
Better
this
return on your
weekend.
investment with the Makers. I promise.
Listen, as a man of principle, I'm not going to buy the Flow Sports package this weekend, but I am going to get my roommate some Busch Light because that's
You
his
are a man
favorite
of principle.
beverage. That is a man of principle. That
Mhm.
while he's not willing to fork over to those greedy corporate you-know-whats, he will offer his roommate something. That is a man of principle. So that's what I'm going to do this weekend. Are you going to purchase
Until
it?
you become a greedy
Or I
corporate,
could
you know
just-
what, and then you're, that's fine. You know,
I'm local till I die. I'll never leave this state. And the other thing is, I guess I could just buy it and I could just expense it. But again, that would bleed into the corporate philosophy that I abstain from and will not give into, to be perfectly honest. So I am not going to purchase it. Are you going to buy it this weekend?
I will not. I have a full weekend already of activities.
Okay.
Of work and other things.
Play at 7 Friday, 7 Saturday, and 1 o'clock on Sunday is the setup for this weekend. I'm going to watch.
And by the way, it is free on the radio right here where you're listening on most of these Morning Rush network stations and at hitthatline.com. And I'll give you a little tease here at the Hit That Line Now app.
Yeah, and more to come on that. But again, more reason not to jump on the Flow Sports bandwagon. We are a local state here in Arkansas,
And we're
free 99 right here on ESPN Arkansas. Hit that line.
And you can bring now if you want to bring Makers down here for us in exchange for free, we'll willingly accept.
Feel free to shoot that. By the way, a text out of 573 that Peacock is apparently $10.99 a month.
Yeah, but didn't they have a deal for that weekend? It was like $5.99 or something. You could get it for the year for $30. I know during that Chiefs game, Chiefs-Bills game.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Quinn brings up, or Jackie brings up, I could have gotten Peacock, Flow Sports, and $10 in gas for the price of the Maker's Mark. But
That's exactly right.
It is the principle. It's the approach. It's not giving in to the corporate overlords, which I just refuse to do at any point.
Until he becomes one.
Local till I die. I'll never leave this state again. Ever.
Or until they give him enough money to become a corporate overlord.
Yeah, at that
point. Can you imagine Ty actually being Big C? I mean, how is Ty as a boss? Act like he's not listening. We only got 30 seconds. Is he a corporate overlord?
I don't know if I'd go that far, but
I mean, between his extensive basketball and golf schedule, I don't ever see him around after the show, so I didn't know.
but
You'd
money
have to tell me.
talks. Money talks, right?
Yeah.
I'm anal. I'll admit that. I am anal, retentive. I like things done my way.
Boss of the year.
I'm just being honest. I'm anal. My dad always said, "You're too anal," and it's like, yeah, honestly, Dad, you're right. That is a.
But you're not overbearing.
But he's a man of principle.
Hey, not overbearing.
Hey, that's the greatest thing ever said.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
You guys keep rocking. I love the show.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Get ready for adventure with unbeatable deals at Wheels RV now through the end of February. We're rolling out the red carpet for you with our exclusive employee pricing event on select in-stock trailers. That's right, you pay what we pay. It's our way of saying thank you for choosing Wheels RV. Employee pricing on select models. RV show pricing on all new and used inventory. Hurry in, this offer is for a limited time only. Visit Wheels RV today for details and to start planning your next great adventure. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-568-2790. Big Lou will find a term like...
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Call or text the McClarty Daniel hotline at 877-377-6963. McClarty Daniel, a vehicle for every lifestyle.
When you're looking for a new car, you want to shop for a vehicle you love with an organization you trust. You've probably heard that McClarty Daniel means making deals, but what I'm inspired by the most is that McClarty Daniel means making a difference in our community. When you buy a vehicle with McClarty Daniel, you reinvest right here in the community, in our schools, in our little leagues, in our food banks, and our people. So you're not just making a purchase, you're making a difference too. Come see us at any of our 6 locations in Northwest Arkansas.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all your basketball wagering needs, including pro and college hoops throughout the year. With up-to-the-minute odds, stats, and trends, you can follow your favorite team's path to the playoffs with in-game live betting, contests, and all the best player props. Experience the world's best wagering platform anytime from your desktop or mobile device. Head to BetOnline today to become part of the team. And remember to use the promo code BELIEVE for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Looking for an African adventure without the hassle of planning? Kruger Safari Club has got you covered. Our custom hunting and safari packages take care of everything from transportation to accommodations, so you can focus on enjoying the experience of a lifetime. With our team's extensive knowledge of the best hunting and safari spots in South Africa, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe, you'll have access to some of the most breathtaking views and exciting game hunting opportunities on the planet. And with our commitment to ethical hunting and giving back to the local community, you'll know that your trip with us is making a positive impact. Book your trip now and let us take care of the rest. Find out more at KrugerSafariClub.com.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yeah.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
Are you in need of a good power washing? Mike Jr.'s Mo Wash is a full-service pressure washing corporation with over 15 years of experience in the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas. Cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more. We remove dirt, grime, and more to give you that sparkle you desire. Call me at 479-763-5561. We're open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Mike Jr.'s Mo Wash, one call, cleans it all.
Madonna has gone from like a virgin to like a surgeon. You can try to nip and tuck from the curse of sin, but eventually death is going to win. God will do major surgery on this sin-filled world, and when he does, people will try and hide their faces from him. Even plastic Christians won't be exempt. Look up Isaiah chapter 2 and see how the spiritual world renders this an immaterial world. I'm Pastor Abe from Woodland. Read about it.
Your Honor, I'd like to ask for a recess. I'd like an answer to the question, Judge.
The court will wait for an answer.
All right, so I don't know how many baseball parties will happen this weekend for Arkansas baseball. I know that my brother's really excited to go to Globe Life. He lives down there in Dallas, and he's got a bunch of Arkansas fans that will be attending. Be easily the biggest fan base in Globe Life when Arkansas takes on Oregon State, Oklahoma State, and Michigan this weekend. But whether you're attending a baseball party or the Super Bowl party a couple weeks ago or any party in general, so we welcome in our friend Bruce Stan at Pradco Fishing. Guys, let's say the party is at 7, and I think we're going to have some different answers on this. When should you show up to this said party? And I know it's a little different for you two having significant others.
Now, what kind of party is it? It's a watch party?
It'd be a watch party or any party whatsoever.
What time does the game start?
Game starts at 7:15.
Okay, so
and the party starts at 7.
I think any time between 30 minutes till tip-off or kickoff or first pitch, whatever, is acceptable.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's work, church, watch party, basketball game, whatever. 30 minutes early is the standard at my house.
30 minutes early?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like if we're 5 minutes early, we're late. So, yeah.
Okay.
30 minutes. I'm usually the first person at someone's house.
Okay.
I mean, if first pitch or tip or whatever is 7:15, I would be there no later than 7.
Were you like that in high school, or were you kind of the...
Yeah. I was a news editorial major. I mean, I was in the newspaper business, so I just deadline. I can't help it.
Yeah.
Early, get there early.
Drives me nuts to be late.
Yeah, I can't handle it.
Yeah, I'm like that too. Text out the 573, trying to be 10 minutes early to everything.
I'm a bad person getting ready. I put undue pressure on YN, the kids. Just they don't like me when we have to be somewhere. Because if I say we're going to be there at 7, she tells the kids 6:30.
Okay. So to that point, you mentioned YN, and obviously, Tommy, you being married as well. What I've found entertaining to my married friends is they tell their wife 30 minutes earlier, like you said, than when you're actually supposed to be there, because if they don't, then they'll be 30 minutes late. Is that something that you just have to kind of, like, what the buffer zone, if you will,
I'm laughing
in those situations?
I know all your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, you build in a buffer zone.
Build in a buffer zone. I'm like you guys. I don't like being late. That it drives me. As I mentioned in the last segment, I'm very anal, not just about work stuff, but also timeliness and being somewhere. So I'm like you. If the party starts, I'm try to get there early or right on time. I'm not one of those guys that shows up fashionably late just to be cool.
Let me ask this: when you pull up someone's house and you're the first person there, do you pull in the driveway or do you pull on the curb, right next to the mailbox?
Curb.
That way you got an exit.
You got to be
plan.
able to leave.
Yeah, you got an exit plan.
Do not pull up next to someone's garage.
No. You get blocked in.
Yeah,
you get boxed in. You can't get out, and then you're stuck.
And I also there's kids, there's pregnant ladies that often attend these events, and I'm a.
What's that mean?
Well, just like walking close to the door and stuff.
They're part of the population.
Well, no, okay. I'm talking about like not taking the closest spot to the door to again be respectful and kind in this situation.
Respectable or respectful?
Yeah. Respectful.
Okay.
Yeah, respectful. What did I say? Respectable. Respectful in those situations.
I just don't want to. Hey, I want to leave when I want to leave. So I'm going to park.
Well,
I'm going to pull up to the end of the. I'm going to go to the property line.
Yeah.
Where's the stake?
Might park in front of the neighbor's house.
Might. Yeah.
If they're not home.
Justin, do you guys ever? Now, my parents used to get so mad at me back in the day for Irish goodbye. Like that was like a cardinal sin in my. Do you guys know that term when you just leave and don't tell anyone?
Oh no, you can't do that.
My parents,
No.
it was like I killed someone when I would leave because they would get into these frenzies of we don't know where you are, we're concerned for your safety, all this stuff, and they were just being good parents. And I look back now and saying, okay, they're just being, but I don't do that anymore. But
why did we hang the Irish with that one? Is that something?
I have no idea. That's Justin text that. I think it's more of a newer term, but I don't do that anymore. I used to do that back when I was in school and college, and they hated it. So I have learned not to
can't do that either.
learn not to do that.
No, I have to go around, shake hands, say goodbye, give hugs. Yeah.
Hey, we're all in sales. We can't be incognito. They got to know we're there.
No.
You're a respected businessman, Tommy. I do some things that seem to be
respectable,
uncordial at times. What's the difference between respectable and respected? Is that not a word? Yeah, it's respected. What did I say? Respectful and respected.
Well, I think it's how you're using the tense.
Okay, that's probably. But it's
if you're I guess being modifying adjective towards someone, you're being respectful. You are being
if you want to be a respectable radio host, you'll respect the English language.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
That's the best way
Ryan in Prairie Grove says that me and the kids get in the truck and he lets his wife drive herself sometimes. I feel like that would lead to some.
What was it? It was there was an episode of Everybody Loves Raymond where Raymond left the wife behind because she wasn't ready, and he paid the price dearly. They were headed to like a Christmas party. I don't remember all the details, but I've watched like every episode of that on.
I think he just paid the price in the show, like every episode.
Oh, man. All right, so it seems like the majority of our listeners this morning get there early. You get there early. Tommy, you get there early. I try to get there earlier on time. So
anything but late,
Yeah, I'm just not a big.
But I like leaving early.
Okay.
I'm with you on
the
that.
exit strategy is an important aspect to all this, Tommy, is not parking in the driveway, getting boxed in, whether it's tailgates, whether it's parties, whatever the case, you want to make sure that you can get in.
Depends
and
on
get
how
out.
big this soiree is. I mean, are we talking 5 people there or are we talking 50 people?
Well,
It's a whole different setup.
Families, like you're probably hanging out with a bunch of single people, but guess what? In a couple of years, some of these guys are going to start having kids. And that'll change things.
Now, when you exit, do you shake everyone's hand, give hugs to the ladies, and then walk, or y'all just
Probably
wave?
not
and then...
since COVID. Just wave, announce,
See ya.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Don't hug as much as you used to.
Yeah. All right.
I'm a hugger.
Through and through.
Yep.
I never get a hug from you. What's that? What's that about?
I'm selective with them.
Well, I guess that's something I can work for. I haven't gotten a hug from Tom. No, I've gotten one hug in 5.5 years, which you would think it would be. You would think of all the blood, sweat, and tears I'd put in this place that I'd get more than just one hug in 5.5 years.
I just want to remain
you would think
respectable.
wrong. You would think incorrectly in that situation. So evidently we have a pretty timely crew here, not just on the Morning Rush, but our listeners as well.
All right, let's get into it here in just a second. The Pradco Pyramid of Power. That's your Morning Rush Daily Question. It's brought to you by Red River Dodge in Heber Springs. They are Arkansas's #1 Ram dealer. You can log on at redriverdodge.com.
Who are the best basketball teams in the SEC?
SEC!
Let's find out.
Perhaps I could be of some assistance.
This is the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
I found this one to be difficult.
It's easy for me.
Was it?
Yeah.
I think we're probably going to agree at the top, but so many, I don't want to say, didn't expect South Carolina to get beat 40. Not surprised they got beat by Auburn. Didn't expect 40. Didn't expect South Carolina to go 0-2. Yeah, I mean.
Losing to LSU is probably more shocking than getting drilled with Auburn.
What do you do with Auburn, who beat South Carolina and lost to Kentucky? All right, here we go. Pradco Pyramid of Power. 15th edition of the season. I don't know if that's right or not. I just made up a number. I got Tennessee at the top.
You're a smart man.
They beat Arkansas. They beat Vandy. They didn't lose to Arkansas and Vandy's probably their easiest week, but they got the job done. Now they get Missouri and A&M, and I got Tennessee at the top. They've beaten Alabama. They're 19-6. They don't have the best SEC record. You could make a case for Bama to be there, but I think Tennessee right now is the best team in the SEC. Tennessee at the top of the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
I like it.
All right.
This isn't as much fun with Arkansas not in it, though.
No, it's not.
Not as much fun.
In fact, I'm going to just tell you, it's downright painful for me.
I'm worried about the future of the program if we don't get this basketball thing turned around.
Now that's an over. I'm
talking about my program, the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Oh, really? This is on the chopping block now. All right, Alabama's number 2 in this week's Pradco Pyramid of Power. They beat A&M. I'm going to tell you, I almost put Alabama at the top. It seems like they just get out of bed and score 100. I mean, this team is offensively a juggernaut, and they beat A&M 100-75. I know it's A&M, but it seems like they just can't even go through 40 minutes without at least 90 points. I don't know what they're averaging, but it's incredible.
Well, I mean, everybody's scoring 100 on LSU, so that's not.
Well,
really
but they're
that
not.
big
They're
of a deal.
doing it night in, night out.
Nate Oates is the second coming of Rick. Rick Barnes, I think, actually will take his team to an Elite Eight or Final Four this year. But Nate Oates is all regular season. He's all fluff. He does it every year. They have a great regular season team, and they fail in the NCAA tournament because you
He's
cannot.
just not likable either.
No, he's a
not.
DB.
He's not likable.
You can't shoot 30 to 35 threes in an NCAA tournament game and expect to get to a Final Four that way. It's just not going to happen.
So they get Florida and Kentucky. Huge week for Alabama. You'll find out about them
They
a lot
could go
more this week.
0-2.
Could and play well.
Florida's hot.
Yeah, Florida's going to be in here in just a minute. All right, I moved South Carolina to 3. You could certainly make the case South Carolina could have fallen even further. I'm giving a little bit of grace. They lose to Auburn by 40. It's not the loss to Auburn that concerns you. It's the margin of defeat. And then, which is more concerning, losing to Auburn by 40 and then laying an egg against LSU on the back end of that? I mean, which loss is more damning or more worrisome?
I think
don't know.
LSU at home.
Yeah.
When you lose at
It's
home,
only a 1-point loss, but
they're a 500 team.
Yeah.
They're losing. They got a losing record in the SEC. Everybody gets blown out at Auburn pretty much. I mean, except Kentucky.
Yeah. So I'm.
But we're saying
I'm putting South Carolina at 3. I would have moved Auburn up based on the win over South Carolina, but then they lay an egg against Kentucky, and if you watch this game, it wasn't as close. And there was a little run at the end of the first half from Auburn, but Kentucky led them from pillar to post in this. I got Auburn at 4 this week. You said, well, why ain't Kentucky ahead of them after that win? Well, it's just the body of work doesn't get them there. But Auburn at 4. They beat South Carolina, as we've mentioned. This week they get Georgia and Tennessee. So we'll find out more about Auburn when they play Tennessee.
I disagree with you there just based on what we saw. Kentucky won at Auburn. That was pretty impressive. And the game wasn't even as close as the final score.
Right.
They've actually played defense, Kentucky.
Yeah, they
59
did.
points.
They beat Ole Miss and Auburn last week. I got Kentucky at 5. They get LSU and Alabama this week. And then I got Florida at 6. And you could make a case for Florida being higher. They beat LSU and Georgia, not the most impressive wins. If they beat Bama, they'll rise in the poll for next week. They get Bama and Vandy this week. You just can't lose to Vandy. That's the only thing.
Well, that'd be nice if they beat Bama. But, yeah, the only place we differed, I had Kentucky 4. You had Auburn 4.
Okay.
We flipped them.
And you,
That's pretty
you know,
good.
After what happened last week, you could make that case. But Auburn, with a 40-point win over Carolina, kind of gave them a little more of a boost for me because if you're going to look at it week to week, got to consider both games, not just the last game.
Yeah. To me, it looks like Calipari's got his guys' attention. They played defense in their 2 wins last week. It wasn't track meets. They weren't trying to outscore them. It looked like some coaching was happening.
I kept
Kentucky.
waiting in that. I watched that game from start to finish. I kept waiting in the second half when that thing tightened up for him to get a technical. Or I turned to one of the guys that's watching the game. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets thrown. He's due one of those games where the team's in command and control, and then he gets thrown out. He does it every year somewhere. And I thought it would have been at Auburn the other night. That
might be waiting till he goes to Knoxville.
I don't know, but so Tennessee, Alabama, South Carolina, Auburn, Kentucky, Florida is the Pradco Pyramid of Power. The others in the league, I put Mississippi State ahead of Ole Miss, then LSU, A&M, Georgia, Arkansas, Vandy, Missouri, from the top to the bottom. All right, Ty, where are we right? Where are we wrong?
Tennessee deserves to be on top. Bama deserves to be at 2. That rematch in Tuscaloosa is going to be really. When is that, by the way? The rematch in Tuscaloosa, is that coming up?
I'm actually going to that. I think it's March 3rd.
Okay, so it's coming.
Yeah, that's first Saturday, a week from this Saturday.
Because Kentucky's playing Arkansas in Rupp that day. South Carolina had a terrible week. The only thing I would probably do, Tommy, is because of what happened in Auburn. I mean, 40 points is 40 points. We were talking about getting beat by 20 or 30 earlier. It's like a 50-point drubbing in football. I mean, Auburn beat them 101-61, I think. So I would put Auburn above South Carolina. And then Kentucky and Florida. Kentucky got the best win, probably the SEC so far this season, going to Auburn. So the only thing I'd really switch, Tommy, is Auburn and South Carolina. Everything else looked good to me.
All right. So we all agree on the teams, just a little difference in opinion on the order. But we're in the stretch, though. I mean, we're hitting
6 games left.
Yeah, we're hitting the stretch, and everybody's frustrated, everybody's tired. Everybody. But some teams are starting to smell the finish line a little bit.
Here's the question: Is Missouri going to wear the donut for the whole year?
Yeah.
They're 0-12.
We had
8-7.
They got
Gates,
six
does he
games
survive
left.
all this?
He'll survive, but this might be.
Offers are hard to survive.
He was in the tournament last year, won a game.
Yeah, we had Skeeter in Fort Smith texting.
Plus he dresses great. I mean, him and
Stackhouse.
Stackhouse.
His demeanor is so reserved and calm.
It is.
I mean,
that could be good though. They've had injuries too. But they look terrible.
Yeah, they're like bad. You said, the NCAA.
Good thing for him. I'm sorry, Ty. Good thing for him. The football team was great this year because you get a little grace with the fans because they're still basking in the glow of a good football season.
What is this 10-win football season we just had?
Yeah.
They don't even know what to do.
And you do have the benefit of getting them on Saturday. So again, you've already beat them in Columbia, and you'll get to play them this Saturday after you play Texas A&M. So that's nice to have that one, and you also get Vanderbilt still on your schedule as well. So Arkansas has some, again, the 2 worst teams directly behind you. Still
Vanderbilt's playing better though.
Mm-hmm. They did again win the other day, and they've had some games in the SEC where they've only lost by a handful of points. They've gotten blown out in some, like they did against Tennessee the other day. But some of the other games they've actually competed.
That's happening a lot.
Mm-hmm. It's a weird year in the conference, but Tennessee has kind of jumped back to where they belong. I mean, it's the most talented team, and again, we keep saying about the Vols. Offensively, it's the thing that you hold on to if you're in your shoes. This is the best offensive team that's been in Knoxville and maybe in the history of that basketball program.
You got 6 ranked teams right now in the top 25
First
in
time
the
all
SEC.
Year. Yep.
Yeah, most teams of the season in the poll. How deep? Okay, so we got the 6 that we all agree is in that Pradco pyramid of power. Beyond that, Mississippi State, we'd agree they're a bubble team.
Yeah.
A&M is probably on the wrong side of the bubble. Ole Miss is probably in as a 7th team. Is there an 8th team that you say, yeah, they're going?
Now.
No,
not right now.
Because Arkansas, Vandy, Missouri, all out of the equation. I think Georgia's playing their way out.
Yeah,
so you really only got 4 teams to consider, and that's State, Ole Miss, LSU, A&M. And Arkansas could go a long ways in harpooning A&M's because they've lost to Vandy. If they lose to Arkansas, I'd say A&M's on the scratch list at that point.
Yeah, I think A&M's going to have to go at least 4-2. I mean, they're going to have to go win 10 games. I think all these teams are going to have to win 9 or 10 games to get in.
So I would say right now this is probably a 7-bid league at best. I don't see an 8th team really.
Well, 8 at the most. If Mississippi State and Ole Miss get in, Ole Miss has the overall record. They're 19-6. But
they're 6-6 in league play.
They are. So is Mississippi State.
So is State.
But Mississippi State, they got a home win over Tennessee. They got some good wins.
Now, last year Arkansas gets in with an 8-10 conference record. I don't know if that'll happen this year. I think it's the Big 12, and then Ty, you watch a lot more national. Is it the Big 12 1 and the SEC 2?
Yeah, SEC's at 2. Big 12 is got. I mean, you got Kansas, you got Houston. There's too much cream at the top at that point, and they're stacked across. You've got Baylor, TCU's pretty good. Iowa State's probably the most underrated team in that league. So, but SEC
and
is
then way down there at the bottom
is
somewhere is Texas.
Yeah.
Did you watch Houston last night? Some of that.
I did not. I watched a little bit of the Kansas. I can't remember who they played. But
they played Iowa State.
Yeah.
Kansas State played Texas.
I watched some of Kansas and OU on Saturday. So,
but, man, Houston, they did it up.
Yeah, Kellen Sampson has done a really great job there. And when they got added to the Big 12, that basketball conference is unbelievable. They'll lose a little bit with Texas and Oklahoma, even though those two, because Oklahoma's good this year. Texas ain't so much, but. Houston's got a good team. I'm curious. They were Elite 8 a couple years ago when Arkansas played Baylor. I guess that might have been the Final Four. So, it's a good group. We'll see if the Big 12 team. What's interesting, I said this the other day, so that you haven't had a repeat champ. I think you've only had like 4 or 5 in college basketball history. I think UConn has a real chance to repeat this year. Arkansas saw them firsthand in Vegas last season. They lost Sonogo and Hawkins, but they still got Newton. They've still got Clean. They've still got some other guys. That is a I mean, they crushed Marquette by like 30 this weekend.
Number 4 Marquette.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't scrub Marquette. That's a good team.
So I think UConn has a great chance to repeat. I might end up picking them to win the national championship, which seldom happens in college sports.
Wouldn't be a bad pick.
All right, that's your Pradco Pyramid of Power, brought to you by Arkansas Made Pradco Fishing Lures, 20 different brands. Well, you got a bag of something there.
Man, first time we've ever had a food item. It's a Whisker Seeker tackle. It's our catfish brand, based out of Des Moines, Iowa. It's fish fry. We got a Cajun mix.
Heck yeah.
And we got a normal mix. And we got listed in 1,200 Walmart stores. So that'll be going in March.
Whisker Seeker tackle.
Whisker Seeker tackle.
You'll be proud of me.
It's got a little hot pepper there on the front.
It does look good. You'll be proud of me. I'm going fishing in Bozeman, Montana April.
You're going trout fishing.
I don't know what kind of fishing. I just know. Is that right?
You're going to Montana. You don't go to Montana to go bass fishing.
Okay.
Yeah, good for you.
I'm excited about that.
Are you fishing with spinning tackle or a fly rod?
Well, whatever you give me.
If you're fishing with a fly rod, I want to send a cameraman along.
Ty, tell us the difference, please.
Fly is the one that you don't use bait, right? The one that Clay uses. You just kind of whack.
Whack.
Clay.
Clay
would choke you right now.
I think Clay's gonna be proud of me tomorrow when I tell him this. I actually just texted him that.
Let me assure you of one thing: you will not look like Brad Pitt out there.
No.
What was that? River runs through
it.
You will not look.
Like he's like chiseled and stuff in that movie.
No, just the way he handled the fly rod.
He had a wonderful motion there with the back cast.
You made the fly go over the water, and the trout came up.
Clay has a better motion. I'd be better off watching Clay than that movie.
Brad Pitt looked pretty good at it.
Yeah, I think he had a stunt double. Clay might have been a stunt double. You never know.
Never know.
But Whisker Seeker tackle, you can go to whiskerseeker.com, or here in about 2 weeks, you can go to your favorite Walmart. If they have a catfish section, you can get Whisker Seeker tackle fish meal.
I'm assuming you have product tested this?
We have product tested.
Let's go.
It really works well on crappie and bluegill, I'll say that. I mean, you can get channel cat and blue cat, flathead, bullhead, but it really works well with crappie and bluegill.
Can you imagine Ty with a bait caster?
If it's one of those comedy videos, yeah.
I mean, I have a truck.
I don't like know what a bait caster is.
But because I can backlash one in about 4 seconds.
Most people can.
They're hard, but I can only imagine him with a bait caster, how that would go.
Are you going to Montana with your dad?
No, old roommate and an old college buddy from Arkansas.
Okay.
That lives up there. Why is that funny?
Are you flying or driving?
Flying from out of Tulsa.
Okay.
Southwest.
I don't really want to go on most of your trips, but this is one I wish I could tag along with you.
I do too.
I would really love to go. I don't have to go to the wedding. I don't want to go to the parties. I just want to go.
We could do this from the road.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys are going to be in Augusta that week, so it's not like you're going to have a bad week either.
True,
but Montana would be a close second. All right, go find it. How soon till it's on the shelf?
It'll be about 2 weeks at Walmart, but you can go to whiskerseeker.com right now and get that fish meal. And, hey, fishing seat, it's going to be a great week for fishing crappie. If you're going after crappie, Bobby Garland baby shad, favorite color, monkey milk, blue ice is another good one. If you're hitting the river, if you're hitting beaver, any place for crappie you're biting. And, hey, bass are going to be on Main Lake points. Yum forward-facing sonar minnow or a Yum dinger would be great choices, or a Umbrella Flash Mob Jr.
Bruce, good to see you.
Good to see y'all.
You can get you some of this fish fry, then you can when you get one of the cabins and lodges at Gaston's, you could take that along, and I bet this would be just as good on some trout. I think
it would.
You could clean up there. So head to Gaston's White River Resort. Right now, winter rates are still in effect. Spring break trips are being planned. The fishing is really good, and Bruce just mentioned the weather. It's going to be a great week on the White River. So time to call Gaston's and make your plans. 870-431-5202, whether it's a trip in March or like Ty's talking about in April, they can get you fixed up at Gaston's White River Resort with one of their expert guides that can really show you what it is all about. Go to Gastons.com for details. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
I made a pizza with pork rinds and sour cream.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Get ready for adventure with unbeatable deals at Wheels RV now through the end of February. We're rolling out the red carpet for you with our exclusive employee pricing event on select in-stock trailers. That's right, you pay what we pay. It's our way of saying thank you for choosing Wheels RV. Employee pricing on select models. RV show pricing on all new and used inventory. Hurry in, this offer is for a limited time only. Visit Wheels RV today for details and to start planning your next great adventure. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is the Morning Rush.
We got to show them we are the University of Arkansas.
0.9% financing on a new 23 or 24 GMC Sierra at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Save up to $6,500 off with factory rebates on a new GMC Sierra truck, or take $3,750 off with 0.9% financing or 2.9% financing for up to 72 months on Sierra 1500s. 6.2-liter engine excluded. Conquer with confidence in a new GMC Sierra from Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See Agent Jason Hill in Greenwood or Agent Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Did Cupid shoot you with a crossbow of drama instead of an arrow of true love? Don't let that little cherub ruin the rest of your life. Call Mock Legal Solutions today to stop the bleeding. Schedule a free consultation and ask about our special pricing for new divorce filings in February. 479-769-1505. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price.
When you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Remodeling your bathroom? Don't let your imagination be limited by out-of-the-box shower doors or tub enclosures. Arkansas Glass and Mirror is your local source for all things glass, including plexiglass, mirrors, and shower doors since 1964. Arkansas Glass and Mirror has more selections, better prices, and the experience to help you build the shower of your dreams. They also have the only showroom in the area to help you create those dreams. Professional installation and professional service. Only at Arkansas Glass and Mirror, 1316 South Zero, Fort Smith, or online at arkansasglassandmirror.com.
Do you want to be a part of the team that makes the best pizza and wings in town? Well, I've got great news. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria is now accepting applications for a full-time cook. Fill out your application in person Monday through Saturday between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. You'll get to make the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Order the double cheese and sausage. Right here, dude.
Spring is just around the corner, and Jelco Outdoors is ready with all of your spring fishing gear. Crappie, bass, catfish, Jelco has a great selection of rods, reels, and baits to help you fill that stringer. Spring turkey supplies are rolling in daily, and the firearms department is stocked up with ammo for outdoor shooting. Spring is almost here, so get outdoors and enjoy the spring season. Stop by Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith, for all your outdoor gear. Think spring, think Jelco Outdoors.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey. Oh,
Yes, sir. Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas! Arkansas wins the national championship! The Arkansas Razorbacks have completed the dream season!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Now, a great text from JT in Hot Springs on the McCarty Daniel hotline saying, Tommy, you could crash one of these weddings and expense it if you wanted to. Wedding season.
No, you didn't finish the text.
Oh, out of my paycheck. Yeah. I didn't see the end of that. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, JT, you are correct.
Wedding season starts next
week.
He'd
never
Tommy.
notice. It'd be such a small dent. He'd never notice.
It would cripple me for that month. We can't have that. Wedding season starts next month, Tommy. Aren't you excited? I know you're ecstatic.
Yeah, I can't go. I mean, I've got like all these plans. You know, the kids begging me to take him to Disney. Hey, Daddy, will you please? I said, sorry, dear, I can't. Ty's at another wedding this weekend.
Well, sometimes sacrifice happens in the work life, so you just gotta let the kids know you're.
Daddy, he went to a wedding last weekend, and the weekend before, and the weekend before. I know.
I hired a popular young man to.
Does he even know any of these people? I don't think
no,
so, dear.
He just shows up.
He just shows up.
All right, Hog update wise.
Daddy, does Ty have a girlfriend? No, dear.
No, you can probably answer that the same way for at least another year. I'm 30. Getting 30 years old, we're getting serious. One more year in the 20s, and then we're getting serious this next year.
Hopefully about your job.
Yeah, that too. Speaking of jobs, Colin Fisher did himself a pretty good job yesterday. Freshman debuted, 5 scoreless innings, and Dave liked what he saw. Apparently, thought he was going to be a starter straight out of high school.
We thought he would be a starter when we recruited him. And then you never know, but he's always thrown strikes, and he's always had an off-speed pitch. And remember when we first saw him, we loved his curveball and thought he had a good changeup, and obviously his fastball was going to be pretty good. And a couple of years later when we get him here, his changeup's really good. And it's gotten better and better. He's still a strike thrower, and he competes well. He works quick. He can pitch both sides of the plate. So you're thinking, hey, this is a starter type guy.
Big tuna. I like a guy that wears glasses in any sport, and he's got those special Oakleys that he wears. He's a lefty, which I feel like Arkansas always loses to a lefty pitcher. So it's nice to have a few more of them on your team, like Hagan, like Polina, and also like Fisher as well. So congratulations. You got to keep doing it. We'll see if he factors in. Sometimes you have these guys that have success early on at the beginning of the season, don't necessarily see a lot of innings later on as we get to conference and postseason play, but maybe Fisher has an impact at some point moving forward.
No runs on 3 hits, didn't walk anyone, struck out 4, faced 18 batters in 63 pitches. Only thing you could really knock from yesterday, he had a play at first he was trying to make and threw it over the first baseman and allowed a base. That was one of Arkansas's 2 errors in the game. But I really like the efficient way Colin Fisher worked yesterday, and it started out right. He got the first batter in 1 pitch, got through the first inning in 11 pitches, second inning in 10 pitches. He's 21 pitches in through 2 innings. I mean, that through 6 batters. So, man, that's kind of like starting out birdie at the golf course. So, I mean, he was pretty solid yesterday.
Yeah, hopefully he continues to have some success as a true freshman in this pitching rotation moving forward. Definitely on the Colin Fisher. Big tuna bandwagon so far. Hopefully a bunch of fish fries this year, as Kendall Diggs called it. Arkansas basketball back in action tonight against Texas A&M, 6 o'clock right here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. They are 10.5-point underdogs on the Bet Saracen app. The Texas A&M Aggies coming off 2 straight losses last week, trying to bounce back. They actually might have lost 3 straight heading into this basketball game. Not a lot of success in College Station, to be honest. They're 6-6 right now in the league, so they desperately need this win against Arkansas, and we'll see if they're able to get that later on tonight. Matt Jones and myself will have Hog reaction following the game as well.
Early start, so at least when the game's over, team gets back and get a little more rest before Saturday. I know Coach has been upset about that, but you've said this, and it's easy to agree with. You've been in these 8 o'clock marquee time slots because everyone expected you to be really good.
Everyone,
and that's why all these games with Tennessee and Kentucky and Alabama later, all of them were put in spots to showcase your program, and you spit the bit. So I mean that it's not like football where the schedule's set 2 weeks out more or less, times and network assignments. I wonder if basketball gets to that at some point where they flex games on TV and move games around on different networks to accommodate a bigger matchup or a game that you thought, hey, this was going to be a really good game between Arkansas and LSU, but now it's not.
Now they're bad.
Yeah, now they're bad. So we're going to take that off of ESPN and put it on, the Ocho.
Another lesser station. That's not a bad thought.
No, I think that's coming at some point.
I don't think you're off on that. That's going to do it for your Hog Update, brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, let's talk to Brent, who's in Searcy on the McClarty Daniel Hotline, home of the Bulldog. Brent, welcome. I say the Bulldog. It's Bald Knob. Brent, welcome in, man.
That's Bald Knob.
Yeah.
Long time no talk, Ty.
What's up, man? Where you been?
Man, I've just been moving in my house, just living life,
Well,
but,
what's on your mind?
What is on my mind is my mind is blown with how the Razorback basketball staff so desperately missed on constructing this roster for this season. I have no idea what they were thinking. Can you please enlighten me? And is there hope in the future?
I think there's hope. I thought Bruce was messing around earlier when he's saying that the basketball program's in trouble. He was joking about the pyramid of power on Pradco wise. Listen, think about this. So Bruce Pearl and also John Cowell, Kentucky, 3 years ago were not in the NCAA tournament. Two of the best coaches in college basketball, two of the best coaches in this league, both missed the NCAA tournament. As much as we don't want it to happen, and as much as those two fan bases in Auburn and Lexington don't want it to happen, it happens every once in a while. In today's age of transfer portal, NIL, and the other stuff you have to deal with. And Bruce, they did miss on this roster, and Eric Musselman is just as accountable as anyone in that aspect. But I think he went for scoring when his nature is not that, and he tried to, again, go against his own philosophies for a certain degree, hoping he can mold these guys into something they're not. And I think he'll get back to what has worked for him in Arkansas this upcoming transfer portal cycle.
Well, I sure hope so. I sure hope so, because you never need to leave the formula that got you to where you were.
Yeah, and I get it.
Can't abandon defense. I think he got guys that could all put the ball in the basket and thought he could teach them to play defense.
Yeah.
And I think you got to get guys that just have that toughness and that mindset of locking down whoever they're assigned to defend.
That 6'5" to 6'8", 6'9" range. You're going to see a lot of guys. Not only the two high school recruits, Shelley and Elohim, but the other guys they'll get out of the portal as well. Look for a lot of guys in that kind of frame in this upcoming transfer portal cycle, which is right around the corner. 6 conference games remaining. You'll have at least one SEC tournament game, and then I doubt they make the NIT, and that's what we'll be talking about in the coming weeks after that with this basketball program, is who leaves and who they're bringing in for this basketball team. All right, Tom Murphy's going to join us on the other side. We also have our Lindsay & Associates Pro Hogs update, where we've got a lot more positives to tell you about some Pro Hogs on the basketball pro side of things, much less, unfortunately, not as much on the college side of things. We've also got some other stuff to get in. We'll talk more baseball again with Tom and some other things in hour number 3 of a Bandwagon Tuesday. Stay with us here on the Morning Rush.
Tommy Kraft here for The Fence Man. Do you own a business that needs more security? Or maybe you just want a better look and more curb appeal? A new fence from The Fence Man can give you both. In business for more than 40 years, The Fence Man can custom install any type of fencing, gates, and controlled access for your business. Call The Fence Man and ask about 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit. 479-782-3936. That's 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Get ready for a new year of work with limited time savings on Bobcat equipment at Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas in Rogers. Get as low as 0% for 72 months on a Bobcat compact tractor, or choose a free front-end loader when you buy with cash. Special offers are also available on Bobcat zero-turn mowers with financing as low as 0% for 48 months, or rebates up to $900 on select models. Call Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas or come by to get these great deals. Hurry, these offers end March 31st. Some exclusions apply.
Get ready for adventure with unbeatable deals at Wheels RV now through the end of February. We're rolling out the red carpet for you with our exclusive employee pricing event on select in-stock trailers. That's right, you pay what we pay. It's our way of saying thank you for choosing Wheels RV. Employee pricing on select models. RV show pricing on all new and used inventory. Hurry in, this offer is for a limited time only. Visit Wheels RV today for details and to start planning your next great adventure. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV. APAC Central in Northwest Arkansas is hosting a job fair February 28th from 9 till 2 at the APAC Sharps Asphalt Plant. Take the Wagon Wheel Road exit off I-49 and go to 13585 Puppy Creek Road. APAC offers great pay, benefits that include insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. It's the APAC Central Job Fair February 28th from 9 till 2 at the Sharps Asphalt Plant, 13585 Puppy Creek Road in Springdale. Job offers for select positions will be made on the spot. APAC Central is an equal opportunity employer.
This is The Morning Rush.
Elect Judge Sam Terry to Fort Smith District Court on March 5th. Trusted, experienced, and fair, Terry is a former prosecutor and experienced attorney. Judge Terry has been appointed an Arkansas Supreme Court Special Associate Justice and shows his community commitment through numerous volunteer efforts. Vote Judge Sam Terry for Fort Smith District Court Judge on March 5th. The right experience and the right integrity. Early voting begins February 20th. Paid for by the Committee to Elect Sam Terry.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is the reigning champion of my own conference, Robert.
You do realize that's not a thing.
Well, I did receive a plaque commemorating that accomplishment.
Yeah, and I was elected the president of Mars. Anyway, Hog fans, it's that time again.
It's baseball season. And Hog fans, the Stadium Shop has everything you need for Razorback baseball.
From t-shirts, sweatshirts, man cave stuff, and even a Razorback original, the bases loaded beer hats.
Plus, ladies, as well as a restocked women's section. We have the bases loaded beer stein boppers.
Yeah, it's kind of like those old-time space alien antennas, you know.
Yeah, well, not really.
So when you're in Fayetteville, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road, next door to Baum Walker Stadium, or you can shop us on them WW Interweb, FaceGram, you get it, Matthew.
Dad, do you mean the website?
Yeah.
Which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
As always,
go Hogs!
It's 2024. Let's go see what's new at the Golf Nut. Peen G430 Max 10K driver. Peen's straightest and most forgiving driver. TaylorMade QI 10 Max woods and irons with 10K inertia, making it the most forgiving driver ever. And Cleveland Launcher XL2 woods and irons. Call Matt Brooks for a lesson, 646-4430. And start a new year with more confidence on the course. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
Riley Farm Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family, from general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Davis, and Farmer give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confident, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Now offering same-day crowns. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. We know that now more than ever, you want to maximize your tax refund, and we're here to help with road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles. They are simply the best used cars you can buy. Plus, our experience and relationships with the banks and lenders helps us get the payment you need while keeping more of your money in your pocket. Maximizing your money, another reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. Does your yard need to be serviced in the fall and winter months? Of course. A Cut Above is with you every step of the way. Whether it's commercial or residential, A Cut Above can handle all your needs. Tree service, stump grinding, brush hog, full landscaping. Plus, A Cut Above can take care of all your leaf removal. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. That's A Cut Above, 719-5605.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, sunshine, our high temperatures this afternoon in the mid to upper 60s. Tonight, partly cloudy and overnight low, mid 40s. We'll see a little bit more cloud cover Wednesday, our high in the low 70s. And then we will see a chance of showers and a few thunderstorms on Thursday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. KERX, Paris, Fort Smith.
Hey, we can't make you a morning person, but we can make your mornings.
ESPN 95.3.
Here's the pitch. Little tapper right side. Hewlett coming off the rubber, fields it near the line, flips along the line to first and ends this series. That's a tough play, but a great play by Stone Hewlett. And this one belongs to the Razorbacks. They shut out the James Madison Dukes 4-0 on 4 base hits.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Heard all across ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
Hit that line.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
You're in need of a serious attitude adjustment, young man. You better get your priorities straight.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
In spite of the juvenile snickers of some, this is a serious matter.
Call or text The Morning Rush on the McCarty Daniel hotline. With 6 locations in Springdale and Bentonville, a good deal is never too far away.
You don't need to wear a ball cap, man. You need to let those golden locks flow.
You know, we were joking yesterday about if grown men should be allowed to wear jerseys. As we'll welcome you into hour number 3 of a Bandwagon Tuesday. And I really did expect Tommy, Bruce Stanton, and Pradco to be wearing a Oklahoma City Thunder or a soccer or a Tennessee jersey, but did not. He wore an Oklahoma City.
Missed his opportunity.
I know he did. But I've seen what's been cool about this NBA season is you've seen not just Arkansas Razorbacks at the next level play well, but you've seen jerseys, guys that are young men, young ladies that are sporting these guys' jerseys across, whether it's Paycom Center in Oklahoma City. Ricky Counts has been playing well in Philly as of late, which is also really cool. So we'll give you a Pro Hogs update coming up in just a bit and talk to our friend Tom Murphy as well.
Brought to you by APAC in Northwest Arkansas. They're hosting a job fair February 28th. So coming up next week, 9 to 2 will be the time at the APAC Sharps Asphalt Plants, just off the Wagon Wheel Road exit. You get off, coming from the north, you'll see the sign right there and turn to your right. If you're headed north, coming from the south, get off and cross over and you'll see it there. It's on the west side of I-49 at 13585 Puppy Creek Road. They'll have signage to point you in the right direction. That's all at the APAC Sharps Asphalt Plant, just off the Wagon Wheel exit. Top pay, great benefits. They'll have insurance, retirement, and profit-sharing details for you during this job fair. Again, February 28th from 9 to 2, and on-the-spot offers will be made on select positions. So they're needing people to work in their asphalt plant. They've got this job fair coming up, and again, job offers on select positions made on the spot. February 28th from 9 till 2, the Sharps Asphalt Plant, 13585 Puppy Creek Drive, or Puppy Creek Road in Springdale. For the APAC job fair, APAC Central is an equal opportunity employer.
This is the Lindsay & Associates Pro Hog Update.
Intercepted! Drew Sanders is everywhere!
Whether you're listing, selling, or leasing, Lindsay & Associates can handle all your real estate needs. Go to lindsay.com to search all the current real estate inventory. At Lindsay & Associates, we bring great neighbors together.
Caught and getting into the end zone. Hunter Henry for the touchdown.
Gonna add some basketball highlights as we're in the middle of basketball season. Baseball not too far around the corner. Plenty of Pro Hogs to choose from on that side of things. But as far as basketball goes, Christian, what's been happening lately on the NBA side of things?
We're still in the midst of the NBA All-Star break, but last Tuesday, Isaiah Joe had 10 points against Anthony Black and the Magic. Black only had 1 point in the game. The Thunder won 127-113.
It's cool that it's not only just like two teammates that are on the same team in Isaiah and Jalen, but you have different crossovers basically this season. Patrick Beverly matched up against Nick Smith the other day. Him and Bobby Portis are, of course, teammates. But a lot of times, Tommy, you'll turn on the TV, and whether it's just a casual NBA game or your favorite team, on the other side is probably a Razorback based on the amount of guys that are in the NBA right now.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of people, we were talking earlier about Bruce. He had that Thunder shirt on. Having two Razorbacks, particularly for folks listening in Fort Smith that have two of their natives there. I mean, how do you not gravitate towards that team?
Isaiah is, I think, top 10 right now in three-point percentage in the NBA, and he's going to be in that rotation. I don't know about Jalen as much if he's going to be in that rotation come playoff time, but sure seems like Isaiah is going to be. Either way, all of his teammates will tell you whether Jalen's playing or not that he is a crucial part of the chemistry of that locker room. And again, like you said, happy to see not only two Razorbacks but two Northside Grizzlies. Same high school, same team at one point, just a few years apart. A huge part of the second-best team in the West this year.
Moses Moody had 6 points for the Warriors in their loss to the Clippers last Wednesday. He's not getting heavy minutes, but it's good to see that the Warriors are still hanging on to him and giving him some valuable time on what could be a championship team. You never know about the Warriors.
A couple years ago, Bobby Portis was a Bulls fan favorite, but he rarely played. And the running joke around Chicago was free Bobby Portis, whatever coaching staff it was, and anytime he did get in the game, fans erupted. Moses is the same way in Golden State. They love him. They think he's a great player for whatever reason. Behind closed doors, Steve Kerr does not play him a lot. Anytime he plays, he seems to have an impact. So whether he gets traded at some point or whether he gets more minutes in Golden State, hopefully he continues to play better in the NBA.
Daniel Gafford on Wednesday against the Spurs, he had 10 points and 10 rebounds in the 116-93 win for Dallas. The Mavericks have not lost since Daniel Gafford has joined the team. They're 3-0.
And he's had, I want to say, 3 double-doubles in each of those games. He killed Oklahoma City, unfortunately for me. He ripped his old team in Washington, and then you just mentioned the stat that he just had against San Antonio. The guy's a player. Daniel is a great rim runner. He's likable. He loves playing with Luka Doncic already. When you get a chance to play with two guards like Doncic and Kyrie, it's pretty special. And he is the perfect player for that system because they cannot double team the guard in that situation because he'll just get an alley-oop every time they rim. That's going to be a fun trade for the Dallas Mavericks fans like yourself, Big C.
Yeah, and if he's not scoring a bunch of points, he is definitely working hard on the glass. He is a rebound machine. All right, Bobby Portis had 15 points and 7 rebounds on Thursday against the Grizzlies. Patrick Beverly had 1 point in the 113-110 loss to Memphis. Now, since Doc Rivers has taken over as head coach, it hasn't been smooth sailing by any means for the Bucks.
Terrible decision by that organization. I know it wasn't 100% smooth at points this season, but Doc Rivers, unfortunately, has had the worst part of his coaching career as of late, has lost like 3 or 4 Game 7s. That will not end well, unfortunately, for Bobby Portis and Patrick Beverly, even though that was probably a good trade for them defensively to pick up Patrick Beverly.
Sacramento Kings head coach the other day was very complimentary of Mason Jones, him being a vocal leader, not necessarily on the court, but off the court, supporting his guys during the game.
Yeah, I think I don't think Mason played a second that game the other night, but Mike Brown was, again, out of his way, had complimentary things to say about Mason Jones, and Mason's kind of gone back and forth between the G League and the NBA with 2-way or 10-day contracts, 2-way contracts. So hopefully at one point he will just be on an NBA roster. And that is your Lindsay & Associates Pro Hog update this morning, Tom.
And it's brought to you by Lindsay & Associates. They're celebrating their 50th year in the real estate business. They're the leading real estate company in Northwest Arkansas. Hey, whether it's listing, selling, or leasing, Lindsay & Associates can handle all of your real estate needs. Over 200 professionally trained agents, 3 convenient locations, Fayetteville, Rogers, and Bentonville as well. Lindsay & Associates, they're the winning choice. Go to lindsay.com to search all the current real estate inventory. At Lindsay and Associates, we bring great neighbors together.
I know we've talked about going to Oklahoma City. I'm going to try and see if I can make a game in April. It's going to be hard to get playoff tickets based on how good they are this year, but it is encouraging to see that they've kind of revitalized that organization where they were dormant for a few years, and now OKC is once again a team to compete with in the Western Conference. All right, let's welcome in our friend Tom Murphy on the McLarty Daniel Hotline.
Now, let's talk to Tom Murphy on the Morning Rush.
Tom, I will ask you about Kirk Cousins potentially going to the Falcons coming up in just a bit, but let's stay here in Bob Walker Stadium and what happened this weekend. 3 games, Arkansas gets only 1 loss to James Madison. I know Hagen Smith didn't have his best outing. You saw some stuff from Will McIntyre, Mason Molina, Brady Tygart, and Big Tuna yesterday. What did you make of Arkansas's pitching over the course of this weekend?
Yeah, good morning, y'all. A lot of input from different guys. I mean, so Will McIntyre and Cody Frank both pitched twice, both pitched very well. So these are your long relief guys. And then if you run into some problems in the rotation, either one, well, McIntyre could obviously be plugged into the rotation. But Colin Fisher's appearance yesterday, I guess the conditions were a little different. It was warmer and all that, but he had the best line of any of the starting pitchers. I mean, better than Hagen Smith, better than Tygart, better than Mason Molina. So there's only 3 games on the weekend, typically. So where does Colin Fisher fit in? Does that make him your midweek guy? Certainly put you in good position with him there. And then, Gage Wood only pitched once, but it was a little bit of a lengthy closing, and he threw well also. So I think the conditions had a lot to do, the grip on the ball with Hagen Smith's inability to locate. But, man, it was painful to watch. 42 pitches, and a lot of it was just out of, lack of control. I mean, the walk, and then he was 0-2, and he hit a guy with a pitch. And then the Trimble home run, I mean, everybody in the park, both coaches, thought that was a relatively routine fly ball to right center, and it just kept going and got in the wind and went out of here. So a little bit of bad luck for Hagen. It's going to take him a while to get his ERA back down. But I expect he'll have a much better outing against Oregon State on Friday.
Yeah, top 10 opponent, so you need him to show up this weekend, or it could spell trouble early for Arkansas against the Beavers. Will McIntyre, though, really stellar couple of innings. I think he was 5 1/3 on Friday, and then he pitched just 1 inning yesterday. You envision him in kind of that Kevin Kopps, Cronin role, where Dave said yesterday that he wants to play 2 games over the course of a weekend?
Well, yeah, that's what McIntyre said he wants to do, and he actually got in 2 innings yesterday. So I guess he probably had the highest pitch count of any Razorback pitcher. But look, he's a veteran. He knows how to take care of his body. Dave said that McIntyre's thought is, I want to go twice every weekend and maybe not have a heavy bullpen in between. So as long as he's locating the way he was, and he really kept him off balance, McIntyre will be a very valuable piece. And I think, opposed to, say, inserting him in the rotation if the need arises, maybe he's better as a 2-inning guy or two appearance guy on weekends. It gives you a couple of innings, or maybe 3 one outing, and then maybe 1 inning on Sunday. So we'll see how that develops. But obviously, it's a good guy to have in the bank for the Razorbacks.
Yeah. So the Hogs headed to Arlington. Texas is going to be kind of the spot this week for Razorback fans as the Razorbacks head down tonight to take on Texas A&M and College Station. Thomas, this is the game Arkansas was fortunate to win after leading by 20. Tremont Mark made a jumper from about 8 feet to win the ball game. What has to go right tonight for the Razorbacks to sweep the Aggies this year in conference play?
Right. Well, looking back, they're not in good shape this year, right? I mean, they're just not doing very well. But imagine if they had fallen from 20 ahead and lost that game, which was a possibility. And I got to tell you, I think Buzz Williams is a very, very sharp coach. I like a lot of the things he does. He's very, seems to be kind of introverted and really into the numbers. But calling that timeout when Arkansas had none left, and obviously Eric Musselman teams are fine with that last scramble. That they trust the guys to find something and get a good shot off. But that timeout really helped them. I mean, Tremont Mark caught the ball going at a good clip and just basically drove right into the to the paint to get that jumper to win the game. They have got to keep Anderson Garcia and the rest of these guys, Henry Coleman, from crushing them on the A&M offensive glass. I mean, that's number one. But Texas A&M is not a good shooting team. Wade Taylor went off for 41 on them, I think. So got to keep him under wraps a little bit better. And obviously, you cannot expect Tyrese Radford to have the same horrible shooting night. I mean, he was shooting poorly, and he just kept driving, and he kept driving, and they did a good job at making him not get quite all the way to the glass, and he had to take these running off the glass, 6 or 8 footers, and he just kept missing them. So he'll have a better game, I'm sure. Arkansas, it seems to me they're a little bit more on the same page. The rotation has been reduced some with the Brazil injury and various other things, and maybe they've got to shoot well, keep A&M off the offensive glass to have a chance.
And this is a huge game for A&M. They've already got a loss on the resume to Vandy. They can't afford a loss to Arkansas to stay in consideration. We were considering how many teams this league may get with now 6 in the poll. If A&M wants to have any chance of being considered, they have to win tonight.
I think so. You can't afford to lose at home to a team that's in the bottom 3 of your conference after you lost at Vandy. And so, to me, they're just going to stay on that bubble. I mean, unless they happen to get on a really hot streak to end it, or lose to Arkansas and then really have to scramble the rest of the regular season to try to get back into the to the picture. But they are really right on the bubble, and
maybe the wrong side of the bubble.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I think Jerry Palm had them in, but it's one of his last 4 as of yesterday. So, they have to secure things, and losing at home to Arkansas will be a horrible start to this.
Tom Murphy with us here on the McCarty Daniel Hotline, Whole Hog Sports. Tom, to kind of look at the entire outlook of this basketball team, you've got 6 regular season games left, 1 tournament game. Have you started to kind of tinker with who might come back next year and who might move on after this season?
Well, I would say I've dabbled in it, not full-fledged, because we don't talk to the players near like we used to. So this is all just kind of a speculative game at this point. And there's guys like Mark who have eligibility. I mean, a lot of guys have eligibility. You would certainly want, I would think, build a returning roster around Mark, a proven scorer. Hold on to the younger guys you got like Blocker and Pinion, and then you add in your big time signees. So I don't know. I've been a little bit more focused on baseball in the last few days, so we'll see how this roster thing plays out.
So this weekend, again, everyone knows what happened against Oregon State 2018. How big of a weekend would this be for Arkansas baseball to get 2 of 3 against the Beavers, the Cowboys, and the Wolverines, or maybe 3 of 3?
Yeah, winning 2 of 3 would be a good deal. They've obviously gone down there and won all 3 and not had tremendous seasons. I think in 16, the year they fell apart, I'm pretty sure they swept in Texas. And then they've had other years where I think they've had an offer down there, or some 1 and 2s, and then went on to have a good season and gone to the College World Series. So it's not a harbinger of what's to come, but playing that level of competition this early is a great way to, kind of assess where all your hitters are, what your pitchers look like against this level of quality hitting teams. And James Madison was a scrappy team. They did not have depth up and down their lineup, but they bunted and put some pressure on the Razorbacks and did some good things, and had a really good slugger in Trimble. But they're going to see a lot deeper lineups when they get there. And even if you beat Oregon State 10-0, it will not make up for 2018. But at least it's a way of not staying down on down to the Beavers. But I got to say, y'all, in all my years of covering college athletics, that pop fly when you're on the brink of saying I'm going to write a game story of a win, and they don't catch the foul and then they end up losing it. One of the more painful in-person coverages I've done.
Tom, your colleague Bob was talking the other day. He always writes out 2 headlines, 2 leads for stories, and I would guess that, like you and like everyone else, Arkansas sports writers had 1 lead written and then had to change it like you did and everyone else did. That was a sad, sad night.
The life of a Razorback fan.
Yeah, that's part of it. Well, Tom, real quick, Kirk Cousins, quarterback for the Falcons, yes or no? You like that?
I'm warmer to that than I was to Bill Belichick to the Falcons. Hey, having a veteran quarterback, nothing wrong with that. I mean, is he top shelf? No, he is not Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson level, but I think he can be a nice backbone for getting the franchise on the right track. I mean, the division was right there to take, and the Buccaneers, the way they hung around in the playoffs says, well, we were good enough to beat the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay, should have beaten them at home, but we didn't, and so we're close, and I think a veteran quarterback would help us.
All right, Tom, appreciate the visit. We'll catch up on Thursday.
Sounds good. See you.
All right, Tom Murphy with us on the McClarty Daniel Hotline with 6 locations in Springdale and in Bentonville. A good deal is never too far away. Find them online at McClartyDaniel.com. Back to this game tonight. For Arkansas, it's probably less impactful than it is for A&M, who's trying to keep their name in tournament consideration. For the Razorbacks, a win tonight probably wins the rest of the way. Don't do enough to get you in, but if you're playing for anything, it's probably still to finish above 500. You got Missouri and Vandy still on the schedule, but you also still have Kentucky, Alabama, and LSU to fit in those games as well. So this is the game, if you want to chase having a winning record or at least a 500 or better record, you got to win tonight too.
You got to win out if you want a 500 or better, because they're 3-9 in conference. So to get to,
I'm just talking about for the season record.
Yeah,
so.
And you'd have to at this point when you're 12-13, you'd have to figure out if they lose the conference. But you
got to win tonight.
Muss has never had a losing record in his college career. Never had a season where he has finished less with 20 wins, and this season certainly looks like it's heading and trending in that direction unless something dramatically changes, which we don't see. Maybe Trevin Brazile plays tonight. Maybe that's something encouraging you get. I don't think it's going to happen the rest of the way, though, unfortunately. I hope I'm wrong, but that was one of the things I said yesterday. It seems like every time Muss gets asked about him, there's nothing new, nothing changes at this point. But I feel like the same thing was said about Nick Smith last year, and we got to see him late, so maybe we'll get to see Trevin Brazile at one point.
Hey, brought to you by Arts Barbecue and Burgers, and they got a lot more on the menu, including catfish. You're going to love the catfish at Arts, and that's always the special on Fridays. I know a lot of people right now on Fridays during Lent looking for a great lighter option and a fish option. Arts has it. They always have catfish every day, but Fridays is the special. They even have the all-you-can-eat catfish on Friday nights as well. So if you're looking for a great place for fish, Arts. Think about it. Some of the best catfish, crispy the crispy batter and coating on it. You can get those home hand-cut fries that they have, coleslaw to go with it, their beans, some great selections. And, again, they got the small catch or the large catch on specials on Fridays and the all-you-can-eat on Friday nights. Arts, barbecue, burgers, and more. Rogers Avenue next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
All right, when we return, we'll recap some more baseball and tell you some other stories from yesterday. Stay with us here on a Bandwagon Tuesday.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
This is former Arkansas football coach Ken.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Call or text the McClarty Daniel hotline at 877-377-6963. McClarty Daniel, a vehicle for every lifestyle.
When you're looking for a new car, you want to shop for a vehicle you love with an organization you trust. You've probably heard that McClarty Daniel means making deals, but what I'm inspired by the most is that McClarty Daniel means making a difference in our community. When you buy a vehicle with McClarty Daniel, you reinvest right here in the community, in our schools, in our little leagues, in our food banks, and our people. So you're not just making a purchase, you're making a difference too. Come see us at any of our 6 locations in Northwest Arkansas.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all your basketball wagering needs, including pro and college hoops throughout the year. With up-to-the-minute odds, stats, and trends, you can follow your favorite team's path to the playoffs with in-game live betting, contests, and all the best player props. Experience the world's best wagering platform anytime from your desktop or mobile device. Head to BetOnline today to become part of the team. And remember to use the promo code BELIEVE for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Looking for an African adventure without the hassle of planning? Kruger Safari Club has got you covered. Our custom hunting and safari packages take care of everything from transportation to accommodations, so you can focus on enjoying the experience of a lifetime. With our team's extensive knowledge of the best hunting and safari spots in South Africa, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe, you'll have access to some of the most breathtaking views and exciting game hunting opportunities on the planet. And with our commitment to ethical hunting and giving back to the local community, you'll know that your trip with us is making a positive impact. Book your trip now and let us take care of the rest. Find out more at KrugerSafariClub.com.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yes.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
Are you in need of a good power washing? Mike Jr.'s Mo Wash is a full-service pressure washing corporation with over 15 years of experience in the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas. Cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more. We remove dirt, grime, and more to give you that sparkle you desire. Call me at 479-763-5561. We're open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Mike Jr.'s Mo Wash, one call, cleans it all.
Madonna has gone from like a virgin to like a surgeon. You can try to nip and tuck from the curse of sin, but eventually death is going to win. God will do major surgery on this sin-filled world, and when he does, people will try and hide their faces from him. Even plastic Christians won't be exempt. Look up Isaiah chapter 2 and see how the spiritual world renders this an immaterial world. I'm Pastor Abe from Woodland. Read about it.
That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, The Paint Store, Van Buren.
Have your travel plans changed? Looking for a place that's close to home and keep your family safe? Gaston's White River Resort is located on the beautiful White River. They offer private accommodations in their lodges and cabins. Most cabins have a fully equipped kitchen, or let their restaurant staff deliver to your cabin. Call 870-431-5202 and change your plans to Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time, every time.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Tommy, Ty, Chuck, thank you guys for your support, and go Hogs.
There's a high fly ball to deep left field. That is near the line. That ball out of here. Welcome to Arkansas, Jared Sprague-Lott. His first swing as a Razorback is a game-tying home run.
Subscribe to the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, and share.
Hey, welcome back into the Morning Rush. Tommy, for the first time in my life, I think Clay is proud of me. I'm texting him right now about the Montana trip, and he's actually it's kind of
amazing. He'd heard you earlier describing casting a fly rod,
whacking it
as whacking the line or whacking the whatever you were trying to say. He would not be proud of that.
Listen to this text. I have plenty of fly rods and reels. All are for warranty, so you're not going to hurt anything that can't be fixed. We will get you rigged right. And he's going to hand Orvis Helios rods. I'll send 2. If nothing else, there will be backups.
Do you know who else is a fly fishing aficionado? That's a fancy word for expert.
And I guess Larry Rath.
Larry Rath, who is on the phone line now. Do you call your cast whacking it? I mean, is that what you call when you're trying to dry that fly and roll that line out there like carpet? You know, look like Brad Pitt and the river runs through it. You know, is that how you describe it?
Whacking it?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
That's what Ty calls it.
I mean, this is unfamiliar territory. It's
the word
fish out of water. Fish out of water. Okay, casting. Now I know. Casting.
Would you
lay it out there, Ty.
Yeah,
you lay it out there.
You want to see that line roll across that water like a roll of carpet rolling out. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. So Ty is going to Montana for a wedding.
Oh my God!
And he's going to
go. Serious?
He's going to go fly fishing one day. He just said fishing. He didn't know what he was doing, but we're going to assume
apparently
it's fly fishing.
It's fly fishing. I just got the confirmation. So now
you're going to get hooked, Ty.
Yeah. Well, we all got waiters because when we hang out with you, we need waiters. So you won't have any problem getting waiters, Ty.
Explain the.
Yeah, if I got to explain the jokes, then it's just no fun. Larry,
you were telling jokes on Sunday. I didn't understand it all. I was so confused with some of the stuff you were saying.
Sometimes the highbrow humor is just too much for you. But Larry, do you want to give Ty some casting lessons before he goes?
No, I can't give anybody casting lessons. I'm still working on that all the time, but I'd love to take Ty fishing sometime. We'll do that. Yeah, absolutely. Have fun doing it.
Yeah, 8 feet of water with 6-foot waders. That'd be good for him. So. What's going on in Springdale? You in Springdale or Fort Smith today?
I'm in Springdale today at the Mitsubishi store. Really excited about all the good things going on up here. I mean, it's got a great lineup of vehicles, these Mitsubishis. You know, it's not on everybody's radar, folks, but when you're car shopping, check out this Mitsubishi lineup, particularly the Outlander, the 2023 Outlander, the 23 and 24 models that we've got in stock with the Eclipse Cross. That vehicle is one that nobody's heard of, this Eclipse Cross, and I'm telling you, that is a good-looking car. And we've got a real good selection of those right now. And these cars are just loaded up with the latest technology. They've got fresh designs on them. The performance is bright, particularly in the PHEV, the Outlander PHEV, which is really a smart car. I mean, if you kind of want to try this electric thing, but you don't need the range anxiety and you're worried about how far you can go on a charge, well, with the PHEV, you got the gas and the electric, and you're not going to get stranded. Period, ever at all. Plus, the performance on that car is just terrific. So we've got a great lineup of new Mitsubishi. Rebates up to $1,500, 0% for up to 60 months. So we're really excited about all that. And it'd be a great time to come in, take a test drive, and check out that lineup. On the used car side, a big inventory of road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles at both lots. And that means they're hand-picked. They're inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. Now they're covered by a full coverage warranty. You just can't get a better used car than a road-ready, certified used car from Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith or Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Listen, if you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center. Half-off brakes, buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Lots of other specials going on back there. Most important, they know how to take care of your car, and they know how to take care of you. They'd love to earn your business in the Meineke Car Care Centers at either location. So come see us today, folks. Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale, Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, the Meineke Car Care Centers at both locations, or check us out online at rathauto.com.
That's Rath Auto Resources, Fort Smith, and in Springdale. Larry, have a great day, and we'll catch up with you in a few.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one. Folks, come and see us.
I'm excited to talk with Clay tomorrow. I usually am pretty excited regardless, but I think he's going to have some good advice corked up at this point in time. Have you ever been to Montana? You've been to Montana.
Never been
I was
to
thinking
Montana.
you had been. My parents have been.
I have been fly fishing with Clay, but I have not been to Montana.
That's a trip in itself to this point.
He just comes over to my place up there, and we just go.
Well, that's hard to beat. My parents have been. Have you ever been horseback riding? I did when I was a kid, like way back when, but they went.
Not in a long time, but yes.
They did the Wyoming thing where they went horseback riding, did all the trail. My dad likes doing outdoor, as does my stepmom, outdoor stuff.
No one in my house likes any of that stuff, but I love all that stuff. So
Dylan seems to, the last couple of years, seems to get more on board on some of the things you like to do with sports. And
but he'll go fishing about twice a year with me. My daughter about twice a year. My wife about once a year. Yeah.
Okay. I'm on the camp of I'll go every once, but it's not like a weekend. I've gotten sucked into this golf thing. If I'm gonna have a free weekend at the in the old natural state, I'm gonna play golf, and maybe I'll shift when I get older and my shoulder gives out to what Clay's doing. But I guess if you're casting it,
you go.
Not whacking it, you're casting it now.
Yeah.
You're using the shoulder regardless at that point.
I'm gonna tell you, you think mastering golf is difficult, and it is. Casting a fly rod properly
is even more difficult.
I don't know if it's more difficult, but it takes some practice.
Oh.
It's not as easy as they make it look. The good ones make it look easy.
Oh.
It's hard for me.
Andy in Springdale asking a question about, can you subscribe to Flow Sport this series only? No, I think you can do a month. I think the cheapest is $15.
Yep.
Or, as what you say earlier, where is it free, Tommy? Where's this series free?
Right here on ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com, and the Hit That Line Now app.
And we'll tell you more about that in the coming weeks. More of the Morning Rush as we wrap up a Bandwagon Tuesday coming up next.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
It does my heart good when Texas football, Texas basketball, and Texas baseball suck.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Get ready for adventure with unbeatable deals at Wheels RV now through the end of February. We're rolling out the red carpet for you with our exclusive employee pricing event on select in-stock trailers. That's right, you pay what we pay. It's our way of saying thank you for choosing Wheels RV. Employee pricing on select models. RV show pricing on all new and used inventory. Hurry in, this offer is for a limited time only. Visit Wheels RV today for details and to start planning your next great adventure. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text EQUAL to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text EQUAL to 321-321. That's EQUAL to 321-321.
This is The Morning Rush.
Hudson Clark with his 5th career interception.
Drive a third-row SUV that is style in motion with the 2023 Buick Enclave at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Right now, get $1,250 in total savings or 2.9% financing on a 23 Buick Enclave. The 23 Buick Enclave, designed for the road ahead and well-crafted for your refined taste. Test drive a new Buick Enclave and experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Subiaco in Scranton, if you made a resolution to get reliable internet for the new year, Wave Rural Connect can make that happen. The latest zone covering Subiaco in Scranton is now open. Make this New Year's resolution come true with internet, TV, and phone service from a local provider you can trust. Order online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or phone 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Have you heard? TGI Fridays is having happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 till 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. to close with half-price drinks and $5 select appetizers, including potato skin, spinach dip, pot stickers, and much more. Plus, you can get in on 50-cent Wing Monday from 5 p.m. to close. And karaoke on Tuesdays and Thursdays starting at 8 p.m. It's all at TGI Fridays, I-540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Are you ready to work for one of the area's premier companies? If so, Forsgren wants to offer you a rewarding new career. Forsgren has been building the foundation of the River Valley for over 80 years. Forsgren is recruiting for experienced concrete finishers, equipment operators, truck drivers, and laborers. Forsgren is a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence. Join the Forsgren legacy. Apply now on any device, anywhere at goforsgren.com. That's goforsgren.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make Awake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make Awake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make Awake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make Awake Bait and Tackle.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else. My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything, service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's. Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we can do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSauto.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Somebody said we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing, the SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
All right, so Arkansas against Texas A&M is only one of 2 SEC basketball games tonight. You're at 6 on the big 4-letter network, ESPN, and then Tennessee will go to Missouri also at 6 on the SEC networks as well. One will be a bloodbath in Columbia, if I had to suspect. The other one, maybe, maybe not. You're a 10.5-point underdog on the Bet Saracen app. I hope that they are able to at least cover tonight and compete like they did against Mississippi State.
I'll take the Hogs and the points. I don't know if they'll win, but I'll take the Hogs and the points.
Did you ever make that bet on the baseball team winning the national championship?
You said you were going to take care of that.
Yeah, one of us needs to. We're going to sit there.
The odds are probably not as favorable.
Did you do it?
now.
No, did you do it? And then they're going to win the national championship, and we're going to be out $1,000.
Better story.
Tennessee forward Jonas Adu ended up winning the SEC Player of the Week. He was fantastic. Unfortunately, against you, averaged 17 points, 10 rebounds, 1.5 blocks between Ian Vanderbilt and then Josh Hubbard, also against you, won the SEC Freshman of the Week, had 19 points and 3 rebounds, 3 assists over Arkansas, including 14 in the second half. Kind of a bummer that both those performances came against you last week, but that's just kind of the story of this season so far. Baseball series is over with. Arkansas gets a 4-0 victory over James Madison. I know Big Tuna, Colin Fisher, big story. Noble, Oklahoma, where that young man comes from. Another story from the weekend is what Arkansas is going to do with catchers, not just in SEC play, but the rest of the season. Here's what Dave Van Horn had to say about his pretty good depth at that position.
Hey, I just felt like we had a freshman going today and put our veteran catcher back there, and and let him handle it. And I thought he did a great job. That's kind of the thinking, is there a pecking order? I mean, it depends on what you're looking for. Is it all about defense? Is it mix in some offense? I mean, they're all good. They're not all the same. So yeah, good problem to have, I guess.
I would say that position is maybe the one you have not sometimes when people say question mark, they say it from a negative tense. I just don't know who's going to start or play the majority of the year. And I could see Dave going with a couple different ways of looking at it and maybe seeing some guys, like he mentioned Roland being the veteran, going with a young freshman and Colin Fisher. That's why he pitched him to his catcher yesterday. Helfrich's the freshman that you really like as a kid that is a phenom. And then Hudson White is the young man from Texas Tech that was honorable Big 12 last year that can absolutely hit it. So last two are more offensive. Parker Rowland's more defensive. And again, that's an area where I think you'll see some switches throughout the next few games and probably the next few weeks, to be quite honest.
Yeah, and you hope to get everything settled in. I don't have the schedule right in front of me, but you start mid-March on SEC series, and you need everything kind of settled in. But it's tinkering season right now. You're still tinkering with stuff and finding out, hey, when the lights come on, who can play. And I think there's a lot of depth. I think there's still a lot of good battles here, and it's not that you got good player over bad player. I think you got good player versus great player, and you got to figure out who's going to play best. And people who you trust, who can you move around at other positions. We're seeing Holt move over to second. That right now some things are going to change when Stovall gets back, and I think this lineup will look a lot different as the season unfolds.
D. and Fort Smith thinks that Helfrich and White are going to catch 90+% of the games this season. You could be right, but Dave Van Horn knows what he has in Parker Rowland. And as Phil and Bubba mentioned on the broadcast earlier this weekend, Parker was a big part of that team that won the SEC last year. So they're not just going to cast him aside. I think he's going to have every bit of an opportunity to earn that starting position. He's just got to hit it a little better than he did last year if he wants to play more consistently for Dave Van Horn this year. All right, that's going to do it for your SEC update here on a Bandwagon Tuesday.
And it's brought to you by the Hickey and Hull Law Partners with 4 locations in our state, Northwest Arkansas, Fort Smith, Mena, and in Little Rock. They're there to take care of any legal need you have, whether it's family law, whether it is a business matter that you need someone to help you close a transaction, or you've got some kind of civil action going on, or a criminal matter. They've got over 7 decades of combined experience to put to work for you and aggressively represent you from your corner. If you're looking for lawyers that are on your side and will be there for you, it's Kevin Hickey and Brad Hull and the Hickey and Hull Law Partners. Fort Smith, Northwest Arkansas, Mena, and in Little Rock. 479-434-2414. 434-2414 to schedule your consultation, or online at kevinhickeylaw.com.
So I didn't know this until I saw it in the news headlines. Apparently Williams Byron won the 2024 Daytona 500. Time I didn't even know it happened this weekend. Yeah. Given the choice, I've been close to the Indy 500, at least the track itself. Which NASCAR event would you go to? Would you go to the Indy 500 or would you go to the Daytona 500?
Well, the Indy 500 is not a NASCAR event, but
and that shows what I know about NASCAR.
I would go to Talladega. I've been to the race at Texas. That was a lot of fun. It's not my wheelhouse, but I enjoyed my day at Texas Motor Speedway. I'm like Chuck. He's talked about, if I'm going to do it, I'd love to do it right. Go to the infield, have an RV, make a weekend of it. Talladega would be the place I'd want to go. Daytona is I've driven by Daytona going over that direction.
Daytona Beach.
Well, I mean, the beaches are okay there. It's not Destin. You can drive your car out on the beach. I've done that. But it looks like it would be all of these are traffic nightmares to get in and out. That's one reason you just like to stay in the infield and make a weekend of it. But Daytona in particular, just because of the way that's set in there.
Is Talladega in Alabama? Is that where I'm thinking?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Again, this is so.
Let's see. You go through. I went by it once on the way to Atlanta, so I think you go through Birmingham, and it's between Birmingham and Atlanta on that stretch there, I believe. Because I've driven by it. It's out in the middle. I mean, you're just driving, nothing going on,
nothing there, and then
boom,
all of a sudden
here's this
pops
racetrack.
At a certain point. Yeah. I can't even. I think I've seen the outskirts of wherever the Indianapolis 500 is, so I don't know what that venue is called. But I didn't even know it wasn't a NASCAR
Indianapolis
event.
Motor Speedway.
Is that what it is?
Well, they have the Indy 500, and they also have a NASCAR race there. But the Indy 500 is, the Indy cars, the not Formula 1.
Robert at Fayetteville has been to the Daytona 500 3 times and the Talladega 500 once. So we have, and I would guess a good chunk of our listeners. Mark says go to Bristol. He's been there twice and it's awesome.
Been not to a race, but been by Bristol on my way driving back from Virginia one time, and right there on the border, they had a football game there. 2-3 years ago?
Tennessee and Virginia, right?
Virginia Tech, yeah.
Tech. Okay.
That's who played, but yeah, that's the high banked oval there at Bristol. So.
Those are events I just don't think about.
You'd have fun because there's a lot of drinking going on. It'd be your kind of deal.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of people with their shirts off. It'd be your kind of deal.
We have, speaking of that aspect of excursions like that, we have almost booked our Airbnb for the waste management in next year, which on February. So I'm excited to.
I've got someone I need to introduce you to. I think you would fit right in his wheelhouse and vice versa. But he was at the waste management this year. I think had one of the boxes on the 16th.
Oh, that'd be
there.
cool.
So yeah.
Happy to
mooch. And horn your way in. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, mooch. I mean, you got the thing about this mooching. It's not a symbiote relationship, right? I don't just solely get the benefit. You get the benefit of my company, my wit, and my charm. And and I'll bring whiskey if it's a house party or something like that, or something of that nature. I don't come
big bottle or small bottle.
I don't come empty. It was a big bottle. I don't come empty-handed to your house. When I come over, I'll bring some sort of Land Shark beer or something like that, right?
Once, yeah.
That's the only time I've been invited over to your house in 5.5 years.
Folks, that ought to tell you all you need to know.
I get one hug and one house invite in 5.5 years of just busting my keister over and over again. You think a boss?
Well, last time you were there, you lost a bet. I forget what you threw across the yard.
It was a Michelob Ultra.
Never picked it up. Had to go out there and get that.
I jumped off the porch and picked it up about 2 minutes later in frustration. Stinking Devontae Heisman Trophy winner Smith taking a slant 60 yards to the house.
They won't score. I'll bet you $20 they don't score.
And sure enough,
next play,
Mac Jones to Devontae.
Touchdown, Alabama.
Who did he bet it with? Who did he?
Another guy there. Ty got to run in his mouth, and someone said, "All right, $20. They score on this drive to close the half."
Don't bet against the Heisman Trophy
play.
winner.
Ty said, "I'll do that. $20. I'll do that."
The very next.
10 seconds later, he's $20 lighter. It was awesome.
As it ended
was
the first
awesome.
quarter, that was horrendous. But yes, Devontae Smith, one of the better wide receivers I've ever watched in college.
I'd love to do a NASCAR race. I mean, but if I'm going to go, I want to go to one of the historic.
That's what Ben in Little Rock says. Go to Talladega if you want it wild and great. Now, is that close to Tuscaloosa or Birmingham? Is it like close to anything? You mentioned it was kind of out in the middle.
What did I just tell him?
But no, I'm talking about you mentioned in the middle of nowhere. But like, is it even like
no? You
close
need an
in
RV.
Proximity.
No,
okay,
you can't. I mean, there's like
you can't fly into Birmingham and then drive.
Well, yeah, you can do that.
Okay,
you can fly into Birmingham and drive.
And do it that way.
But what you really would want to do is get a motorhome or whatever, or someone. Back to your mooching. You want to find someone that can go go to Will's, get us a nice RV, go down there and set up somewhere near the track.
Okay,
that's what you want to do.
Chris and Lee J would just send me a loaner at that point. And we'd make a little.
I didn't say
weekend
mooch off them.
Well, it wouldn't be mooching. They get sponsorship.
Your
out of
extensive friends network.
Wide-reaching.
Use those
Can you imagine Ty trying to trailer pull a truck and a trailer all the way to Talladega, Alabama?
When I did landscaping, I did our truck trailer. I had to drive that around because no one else had a license, so I had to do it, and I only wrecked it once. I only wrecked it once.
Waiting for that.
Yeah, I nailed and I shattered. I mean, these weed eaters. This is not like your run-of-the-mill weed. I mean, it's a landscaping company. So the weed eaters were pretty high tech and nice, and I hit it. I turned shorter and I hit a tree and it just snapped it in half. Basically,
I bet your boss was really proud of you.
You know what? I went to him and I'm like, Mr. Curtis, I know this is probably going to cost my next month a paycheck ticket. I was like, nope, insurance pay for it. You're good. And I was like, oh my gosh, I thought I was about to lose $1,000, which is a 19-year-old kid is your entire life. And luckily he was kind, understanding, and thank God for insurance. Only time I've ever said that.
Did he hire you back for the next summer?
No, I did something else. Oh, I did. That's when I learned special appreciation for blue collar working and living, and I figured out that I'm not cut out for that sort of thing on a daily basis.
Manual labor?
Yeah. I can do it every once in a while, once a week, once a month, but not on a daily business.
What manual labor have you done in the last week or month? I'd love to hear this.
I unloaded the dishwasher yesterday.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Hopefully you didn't chip a nail.
Yeah.
I
unloaded the dishwasher.
Wow.
And I took the trash out to the street and brought it back in.
Real hard manual labor
and
there.
the recycle as well. That's about as blue collar as it gets, at least in my world it is.
All right, thanks for all the calls and texts this morning on the McClarty Daniel hotline. All of our guests, including Tom Murphy, joined us there this morning. You can join us throughout the day on Halftime and Ruskin and Zach. 877-377-6963. 6 locations in Springdale and in Bentonville. A good deal is never too far away. They're always online at McClartyDaniel.com.
So close out. It's National Muffin Day. Muffin, biscuit, or bagel? Go.
Biscuit.
Biscuit, muffin, biscuit, or bagel, Christian?
Muffin.
But I'm going to tell you, a muffin from, what's our place up there at Neighbors Mill up at Harrison? Man, you can't beat some of those muffins.
I'm actually going to go bagel because I don't have bagels often. I feel like it's the most unique of the three.
Give me a Hardee's biscuit or a Neighbors Mill muffin. Either way, I'm happy.
Well, National Muffin Day. Go out and enjoy it. Take advantage. What's Your Beef Wednesday tomorrow at 6.
The Fitzman, the company you can trust when it comes to building your next fence. The Fitzman recently built new gates for my existing fence. The whole process was easy, quick, and most importantly,